Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, going by the name of Mocha. What's good? I know it's been a while since everybody has heard from me. Know it's been a while since I've done a live, especially with the ladies that I'm going to be bringing on momentarily. First of all, I got to say big ups to all of my subscribers, those of you who have been rocking with me from day one, and you still riding with me, you still subscribe to me. I definitely appreciate your loyalty. I appreciate your dedication. I appreciate your support. I thank you, all my day ones, for still rolling with me to this day. I really appreciate y'all. Secondly, those of you who have just subscribed recently, I welcome you to Mocha's Cafe de Paris family. Again, I am the only YouTuber on the YouTube Black sector that gives opinions and perspective from a non-feminist, non-male chauvinistic standpoint. So again, I definitely appreciate you for recently subscribing. If you hear tonight's content and you like what you hear, and you're vibing with us and you want to continue to keep hearing good uploads and good content, please make sure you subscribe and you hit that notification bell today. Big ups to Just Ash Shar in the building. Appreciate you, Just Shar. And Just Shar, I got you. I will be sending you something. I know it's been a while, but I got you. I will be sending you something, Shar. So again, I appreciate you for coming in tonight. Big ups to all of my subscribers who are coming in. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. It could have been anywhere else tonight, but you chose to be here with me. And for that, I am definitely grateful. I'm definitely appreciative. And I can always say, again, I haven't been able to do any uploads because I have a very demanding career being a correctional officer. So that has taken away a lot of time with me being able to do some uploads. But I'm definitely going to compensate for that tonight with the recipe I got in store for each and every one of you. So on that note, I thought it was very, very imperative that I did a live content tonight because it's been a while since I got to kick it with my girls, since I got to kick it with the ladies. ladies, because we've been going in different directions, and every once in a while people get busy, things come up. But what I love about these women is that no matter how much we may not see each other, we may not hang out on a daily basis, we may not email each other every day and all of that. But what I love is that when we do come together, you would think that we hang out every day. You would think that we talk to each other almost every day. And I can honestly say I don't rock with many women on YouTube, but when I tell you these ladies have always had my back, they've never switched up on me. They always been down like two flat tires. I'm very grateful for that, because in this YouTube game, we see it all the time. We see people who start off doing panels together. They fall out. They go different directions. They go different ways. They're airing each other's dirty laundry. They're throwing each other up under the bus. We see a lot of discord in the Black YouTube sector, and I'm glad so far. I'm fortunate that I haven't had those issues. Especially coming from these women, which is usually why I keep my group the same way. I usually don't try to bring in too many different people. I try to stay consistent and keep the same team that I've always had. When you start switching up and you start bringing new people in, you start adding more people to the equation, that's when things go left. And I feel like that's the reason why a lot of these YouTube panels have not survived, because they just be doing too much. They keep bringing more people in on the panel, and that changes the dynamics, or they either start switching out on the ones who have been rocking with them before their panel got big. So you see, you know how it is. We see a lot of discord in these YouTube streets. Big ups to my subscribers. What's up, Tone? What's up, Uptown Girl? Long time no see. Good to see you. What's up, Topaz Presents? Good to see you, boo. And everybody else who's coming in the chat. If I did not acknowledge you, and even though you're in here, don't take it personal. This chat is going pretty fast on my end, so it is what it is, but I try to acknowledge people as much as I can. So, with no further ado, I have to let my girls come in and introduce themselves, because it's been a very long time. Big ups to my girl, Classic Ruby and Poetic Kellz. What's up,
Hey,
dog?
yes, finally,
Hey,
finally, my God, it's like I can finally breathe again, the
you
time that
know,
I
I
can
told you we had a
finally.
campaign hold Mocha hostage.
It worked finally.
We've been
All it
waiting
took
for
some
this
coordination.
moment.
It's
Mhm.
been a long time.
I
No
am
doubt.
so happy to be here with you guys right now.
Me
Yes,
too,
girl,
girl.
it's been long, long overdue. I
I
know
wasn't
it
gonna
has
miss
been.
this for the world.
Mhm.
Absolutely, absolutely. I kept saying, I said, I'm gonna get up with y'all sooner or later. I'm coming, I'm coming. Just give me a moment to get together, because, like I said, ever since I started this new journey with my career, it's been very, very demanding and stuff like that. So I'm now able to take a little breather, so that way, we can do this live and I can get up with you ladies. So
Yes.
I definitely am glad to have y'all on my panel again. I appreciate y'all so much for still for basically still rocking with me, for still um being very good friends.
No doubt, of
A lot
course.
of people can't, say that in the YouTube sector. We see people start doing panels, and sooner or later they fall out. There's egos get in the way. Things happen along the way where these panels, they just don't last. Things go left, you know what I mean? And I'm fortunate, and I can say I'm blessed that you ladies, I've never had those type of issues with, you know what I mean? So again, I'm definitely grateful for y'all presence, and most importantly, I am grateful for y'all friendship. So again, I thank y'all for being here tonight.
Absolutely. I'm grateful for y'all's
Mhm.
friendship too, because me, I deal with people accordingly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And when
Mhm.
I came across y'all's path, it just felt so right.
Yes.
I've been
Yes.
Exactly.
looking for my own little small sisterhood for so long, and I found
Right.
it in y'all. And I'm gonna
uh
do everything I can to maintain my relationship.
Of
Mhm.
course,
Yeah.
Yep.
absolutely. Because that's what
Yep.
sisters do. They, even if they fall out and disagree, hey, at the end of the day, you're supposed to be solid. You work through your issues, and you move forward. It's called growth, and that's what I believe in us doing. So now that we are past the mushy stuff, we need to get into some killer topics, ladies, because it's long overdue. So the first topic, the first issue at hand I wanted us to talk about now. There's a particular YouTuber by the name of Red Supreme, which I've always liked. I remember when his channel was really relatively small, and I've always, watched his content. I've always watched a lot of his videos. The brother gives a lot of really good knowledge. It's cutthroat, but it's real truth. Unfortunately, when it comes to the thought behavior in the way that some black women conduct themselves as of today. But I heard recently that his channel got demonetized um
Mm.
due to I guess he's been doing a lot of content on the BFF, and it's not just him, and I hated that that happened for him. He seems like a cool guy or whatever, so I'm not rejoicing that he got demonetized, but I'm noticing that a lot of the guys that are promoting this BFF, slowly but surely, is taking a toll on their channel. It's catching up with them. Their channels are getting demonetized. Their videos are getting flagged. So my question is to you ladies, and it's not just him. And I pray all goes well, and his channel continues to grow. So it's not that his channel is gone. It's just demonetized. So he's still, he can still progress, and I'm hoping everything continues to go well for him with his channel. But my question is this: do you ladies think that the YouTube fuckery is slowly coming to an end? What is your opinion on
You know what? I'm gonna say no. And the reason
that?
why I'm gonna say no is
Uh-huh.
because it could have been. For example, is the gender war as in an actual war where the majority of women are out here trying to promote some foolishness and what? No. I think that's coming to an end. But the problem is when, like, it's like we don't want to be happy, right? Like, we just, as a community, we just feel unsettled when we don't have some war to fight. So now a new war, different types of wars are being picked up. And so it's like, the women aren't coming hard with all that black men ain't shit narrative. So instead, now we've
Mhm.
got, the other polar end with the cis BM and all black women ain't shit. And so it's kind of like we don't want to be comfortable. We don't want to really get to the place where there's like peace in these streets specifically. So I would love to say yes, I would love to, but honestly, I'm starting to see it's uprising. You see the bubbling from the corners,
Mhm.
and I think it's just going to be a whole new bag of bullshit soon.
Mm. Mm. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Kels, what's your intake on it? Do you think the fuckery is going to be dying out anytime soon? But the majority, and by the way, the majority of the people in the chat says no.
I'm gonna say no too. People feed off of fuckery. Misery loves company. And,
Hmm.
pain is profitable. So no, I don't think it's gonna die down no time soon. And as far as
Oh, wait a minute,
comfortable,
wait a minute. You got to go back to that line. You said pain is profitable. Now,
hmm
now that just hit
yes,
one of my spirit bones, because that is the God's honest truth. Pain is very profitable, and this is my, and not to cut you off, this is my intake on the fuckery. I believe it comes from a place of broken people,
hmm
and basically we promote fuckery, but because we feel fucked up about shit in our own personal life. That's just my intake on that. And it's just easier to point out everybody else's issues so we can overlook ours. As long as I can point out everything that's wrong externally, I don't have to deal with my wrongs internally. So I think that that's the big, what's up, Reg? Big ups to Reg in the chat.
but that's not
Um,
gonna. You could
yeah.
point the finger, but that's not gonna get rid of your
Hmm.
internal or
No, it's
external
not.
problems until you get rid of it.
I
Pointing no
agree.
fingers
Yep.
is not going to help you get rid of it.
Nope.
It's
Or
not.
calling out or downplaying people's lifestyle, because everybody's lifestyle is not the same. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my lifestyle to be the same as that person's lifestyle, that person's lifestyle, or that person's lifestyle. So when people's lifestyle is getting downplayed,
Mm.
And my thing is, what people, when it comes to fuckery, I hope people understand that fuckery is not just a woman's issue. Fuckery is a dysfunctional
Mm-hmm.
person's issues.
Mm-hmm.
Most people who are dysfunctional live the lifestyle of fuckery. And that's whether if you a man or you a woman. Because I see some dudes that do some fuckery stuff. Like for instance, the dude who who was working at Wells Fargo, and remember he was one of the ones that was supposed to secure, like, what's the room where they keep all the money at, where it's that big old damn door. I know I'm talking all out
Like
my
a vault?
damn head. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. I don't have some wine, y'all, so excuse me. So it's been a while since I've been able to drink because all these shifts I've been pulling. So
Mm.
and I remember he was supposed to be monitoring the vault. He was supposed to be securing the vault. This fool broke in the vault, stole all the money, and went flashing it on YouTube like nobody was going to notice it. Thanks, Topaz. Like nobody was going to notice it. Flashing the money on YouTube and got caught. And my thing is, okay, now that's, to me, that's defines some type of level of fuckery. So I say all that to say this: there's fuckery on so many levels other than just females.
I
And
would call
yeah,
that stupidity.
yeah, stupidity and fuckery to the third power. That's a combination of both. And I'm not saying this because, you know, we want to take the heat off of black women, because black women gonna always promote fuckery. I see it day in and day out that black women unfortunately are the mascot of fuckery. And a lot of that is our own goddamn fault. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way we conduct ourselves and the shit that we be doing. We be helping these guys get new material just based on the way we conduct ourselves, the way we fighting on YouTube, the way we scrapping and pulling each other's hair bundles and weave out and jumping over the damn Waffle House counter because somebody messed up on our cheesesteak omelet. The fuckery behavior we promote, I get it. We are the epitome of that. But my thing is, fuckery is just really for any type of person that has dysfunctional issues. And the bottom line is there are a lot of black women with dysfunctional issues. So I'm not saying that black women deserve a pass for fuckery, because we do not. We don't.
No, because you got some black women like us who thinks that, no disrespect to anybody, but fuckery is beneath me.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to
Mm-hmm.
see me on the panel cussing nobody out. That's beneath me.
Right.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to get on a panel full of men being combative. That's beneath me.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to be jumping from chat to chat acting like a snitch. That's beneath me.
A
Right.
cyber harlot. A cyber harlot.
Yeah, cyber hard. All
Exactly.
that is beneath me. I don't mean to sound like that, but for
Mm-hmm.
some of
Because
us, and we're getting hit with the crossfire, and it's like, hold up,
We
this ain't even
are.
my style. This shit is
mhm.
beneath me. So why
Because we
am I
don't
getting hit with the
recognize,
crossfire?
because they don't understand. Because see, what happens is when you're on some basic bitch like level thinking, then the easiest thing to do is to just make everybody a monolith, right? So you find the bottom 5% of all black women, and then that all black women are that, which obviously isn't the case. And part of the issue is, and we can't solve a problem if we refuse to accept the fact that everyone doesn't have the problem. And part of the reason why a lot of us don't have the problem is we went through the trauma, we went through the damage, but instead of taking that damage and passing it on, as in I'm just gonna hurt people and continue that cycle, we decide that no, we're gonna heal our shit, take ownership and accountability over being able to fix it now, because we didn't do it to ourselves. It's not our fault, but it's our responsibility to resolve before we go out there in the world and start interacting with people again. And so we've taken that time, but see, they're thinking too basic. They've made their ability to analyze people too low, too lowbrow, basically. It's like animal instincts. You're not trusting your ability to think on a larger scale. And then that's what we need to do. We need to we have to make it specific. We got to sit there and, like, with scalpel precision, identify the problems, identify the problem people, cut them out, and say, listen, that's the problem. Everyone's not that. Just because there's a black woman and she happens to be angry about something doesn't mean she's on some fuckery, doesn't mean she was wearing a mask, doesn't mean she's some hyena or whatever terminology we're trying to use today, right? Because being angry isn't fuckery, right? It's about what you do with that anger that's fuckery, and we're
That's
not
right.
separating those things.
That now I wouldn't admit this. I think that all of us have some type of fuckery in us because I have it in me. For
Mm-hmm.
instance, if I go to McDonald's and I know I'm supposed to have a 10-piece and I see it's only 9, I'm about to bitch and raise some hell
I
because
do that.
I'm supposed to have 10 nuggets, not 9. So somebody better get it right and give me my nugget. Now, the thing is, we have to learn to not put ourselves in fuckery situations that will and bring out that fuckery. For instance, like you said earlier, Kellz, I'm not about to go on the panel. I'm not about to go in the man space where I know they like to devour
Mm-hmm.
black women. You know what I mean? To me, I respect whatever a man does. If that's what he promotes on his channel, if that's what he promotes on his platform,
Right.
I will respect that. I will peep from the bushes. I won't even sign my black ass in. He won't even see me pop up in the chat room and say a goddamn thing. I'll just gracefully, as a woman, stay in my woman's place,
Mm-hmm.
peep from the bushes, listen to what the hell he's saying, and I keep it moving. I'm not about to come on there and promote my feminist views and say, I'm a black woman.
But
How dare you talk about us like that? How dare I am not about to go in a man's space.
but
First of all, yeah,
that's
go
the
ahead.
type of that's the type of person I am. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that I'm obligated to prove to these men
Hmm.
that I don't fall into that little box of
Right.
whatever they call it. Because I don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
Exactly, and the best, and because what you're doing is you avoid that situation. First of all, Kellz ain't trying to get on no body panel with a
No.
bunch of guys who think like that or who feel like that, and
Yeah, but
that's
my job
where
is not to convince you that I'm different from all the other women. I
exactly
don't care what you
because
think.
even if you try to convince them, they're still going to find something to make you fit that because it defeats the purpose of bringing a black woman on the panel that's different. That's going to take away what they're trying to promote. You get what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
if I want to prove that all black men ain't shit, last thing I'm gonna do is bring an intelligent black man on my panel. Why
Hmm.
Mhm.
would I do that when that's taken away from the content that I'm trying to promote? I want to promote that all black men are garbage. So the last thing I'm gonna do is bring an intelligent brother. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring a stupid brother on there who's gonna help me to make my points valid. Or the moment I let an intelligent brother come on there, I'm gonna knock all of his knowledge. I'm gonna tear it down. I'm gonna make it for bad because I want to bring out the animal in him. I want to
Mhm.
piss him off to the point to where he says something or he gets out of character to where I can say, see, look at him.
Yep.
See, I said black men ain't shit.
Yep.
Look at him. He cussing. When I'm knowing I'm the one who poked him like a bear,
Mhm.
who challenged his manhood. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? And I'm disgracing him and poking at him to make that side of him come out. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So the best thing, like I said, as a black woman, the only thing you can do, like you said, Kellz, we cannot get these men to change their mind about us. That shit ain't even about to happen
No.
because the
Nope.
moment we do it, it's gonna be that dumbass broad that's gonna flip over the counter at Waffle House because somebody messed up her damn hash browns,
I feel
and
like it's the
everything we done try to promote is gone. But yeah, go ahead.
Mhm.
I feel like it's the pick me's jobs to do all that, not mine.
Mm.
Could
Well,
somebody explain to me what a pick me is? I hear it all the time, but I never was clear on it.
Well,
okay.
from okay, I'm gonna let Rubes do it.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm such an infamous pick me. So
Girl,
what a
bye.
pick
You ain't
me is,
nowhere near no pick me. Whoever told you that is a bald
I'm,
faced lie.
I'm just saying,
Well,
I didn't think
listen.
so, but
I'm a pick me. You can pick me up for free lunch. You can pick me up for a free glass of wine. You can pick me for any goddamn thing as long as I ain't got to pay for it. But go right ahead, Ruby. I let you.
All right. So what a pick me is someone who shows up in these incel, cis BM, all black women are the same, and they come in, and it's almost like that Nawalt thing where it's like, not all women are like that, and so they go in, right, and they agree with whatever these men say. Right, because the point
Mhm.
is they're trying to say I'm different. I agree with everything you say. I would bow. Oh, you would. I'm supposed to be barefoot and pregnant and not have an opinion. I would do that. I believe women should be like that too, right? Whatever they say, they can say no wrong because the point is that they are trying to get all these men to validate them and to tell them that they're good, that they're the better ones.
Oh.
As in, pick me, please pick me. Someone pick me for marriage. Someone pick me to procreate. Someone pick me. right? So pick
Oh.
me in. There you go. Now you got it. Pick Misha. That's who they mean.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I kind of
Yeah,
figured
they
it
the
meant that.
ones
I just
who
wasn't clear on it.
they the ones
Mm-hmm.
who get on the panel to try to prove to these hard-headed dudes that they're different from all the rest.
Well,
And and they
simultaneously
throw themselves
agreeing.
around in the chat room, titties first. You
Yeah,
know what
but they
I'm saying?
agree with, so they're proving that they are different, right?
Yeah,
But they agree that all black women ain't shit, right? And
yeah.
they're just the one, like 1 out of 1 million that's enlightened, right? But all other black women ain't shit. And they're going to prove to you that by agreeing with everything that they say and pretending like any part of you agreeing with everything they say is true, that is what a good woman is. That's what submission is. That's what this is. They don't know what any of those things are because they're full of shit. And if you had
Mm-hmm.
them in a real relationship,
Mm.
they'd be an ultimate nightmare, right? But
I
Mm-hmm.
I can believe that. Yeah.
yeah, but these men don't know that, because if they knew that, they wouldn't be in some of these spaces anyway, as angry as they are, because unfortunately they've picked a lot of wrong women too. So their experiences is just a bunch of nightmare women, right? So they don't know what a
Mm.
good woman looks like and sounds like and feels like, and they don't understand that no, a good woman is going to disagree with you if she disagrees. It's not about disagreeing, it's about how you disagree, right? It's not what, it's how. It's not what, it's why. But see, they don't understand that. So they get fooled by these women. They let these
Yep.
women into their spaces. They pick these women, and these women destroy them, because that's what these women are about. That's quite simple. Trust me, pick Nishas don't work out in the end for these men, but they don't understand that that's what they've gotten, because they want so
Yeah, one
desperately.
so desperately want to stand out and want to prove that they are different from these fuckery type of women. But it, first of all, that speaks out volumes. Whenever you have a woman that's co-signing on everything a man does, she's full of shit. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yep.
any real woman is going to have a real opinion. Even
Exactly.
if it means that I may get booted off the panel, I may get booted out the chat room, I may lose guys checking for me. She's going to be herself. You know what I mean? Because like you said, these pick me type of females, they put up this facade, but when these men actually invest in them, they find out these chicks are the epitome of fuckery. They promote it all the
Yeah.
way to the fullest once they actually invest into these type of women. So guys, be careful for these women that act so holier than thou and
No,
act like
no,
they
listen, they
all for you.
we not about to tell them to be careful. They old enough to make their own discernments.
Yep, yep. Well, you're
So
right
yo
about that.
bad, too bad, so sad, yo bad.
That's true. Well,
Yeah.
I can't do nothing but just agree with y'all on that.
Better luck next time. Like Aaliyah said, dust yourself
Yep.
off and try it again.
Try again. So yeah, so I mean I got to co-sign with you on that one. My opinion on it before we go to the next topic is I also, like the rest of you, I don't think fuckery is going to an end anytime soon. Again, because that seems to be the the most relevant thing on YouTube. Controversy sells. People want to talk about negative stuff because drama is what sells. Nobody wants to listen to anything positive. People want to hear dirt. People want to hear garbage. But this is what I do believe. I believe YouTube is slowly but surely going to make it difficult. They're demonetizing channels. Channels getting flagged. So for those who want to keep promoting fuckery and want to keep continuously talking about the same gender of people, just keep in mind you're taking a chance, and it'll be when you least expect it. As soon as you get 10,000 subscribers, as soon as you really hit that mark, you never know when it could catch up with you and you can lose everything. You know what I mean? So just kind of be careful with that, because YouTube is tightening down on that. They're not going for it as much as they used to. They're not letting us utilize our freedom of speech. We have to be careful with going in on certain gender, going in because people getting fed up, they flagging your channel. So if you don't mind losing your channel, you don't mind losing your brand because you want to keep going in on the same gender all of the time, then so be it. But yes, I don't think it's going anywhere either. Now, this is my next question. I'm noticing from the bushes, because I've been peeping. I don't go in these men's spaces. I know how to stay in my blessed place. But I've been peeping from the bushes, and I've been noticing that a lot of these YouTube male content creators are starting to become as petty as the black women they are constantly complaining about. They are doing things that black women, that I won't say black women, that petty black women do. I'm starting to notice a lot of these grown men are going on YouTube and they're airing out other grown men dirty laundry. They're
Mm.
talking bad and they're bashing other black men. And my thing is this: as much as these brothers like to come on YouTube and talk about how black women are ignorant and black women don't know how to conduct themselves, how black women don't know how to act, well, slowly but surely, I'm
You know,
starting to notice
can you pass me a
these
bag of
brothers.
chips, please? Oh,
Oh,
sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought I was muted. I
absolutely.
really did. I never messed that up. I'm so good at muting. I apologize. Let me mute now. Okay, sorry. Y'all got your wine, okay? I can't drink right now. I'm on medication, but I got chips. All right.
But I'm serious. I'm like maybe it's just me. I'm noticing a lot of these grown men are conducting themselves in a manner that they constantly complain about. They're complaining about how black women are petty, how black women are always, being messy. And I'm starting to notice there's a few messy brothers in the YouTube streets. I'm noticing they're going on their platforms, they're downgrading other brothers, they're bashing other men, they're talking about what other men don't have. Yeah. I got more money than you. Yeah. I live in a better house than you. And I'm like, what in the hell happened to the kings? These men that are supposed to be these big YouTube content creators, they're supposed to be so professional, they're supposed to be so masculine, but I see them doing feminine things when things don't go their way. They're calling other brothers out, they're exposing other men, and I'm just starting to notice that a lot of brothers on YouTube are becoming just as petty as women. What is y'all opinion on these men that are going on each other, telling each other's business, airing each other's dirty laundry? They're going on their panels ranting for 2-3 hours about another brother. This None of this seems masculine to me. So what is y'all intake, Ruby and Kellz, on these guys that are going on YouTube and just doing the most?
Well, and they that's just proof that they'll sell their soul for trinkets. And second of all, they're making YouTube very uncomfortable. I'm starting to look for all women spaces to go to.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get. I don't want to be in the men's spaces because it's very uncomfortable. It's very hostile,
Yep.
and I don't. That's not. I don't. If I don't deal with that in my personal life, I don't want to deal with that on social media. So
It
I'm
is.
looking. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm stepping out of that. I'm following other type of channels that's more fun and more women and none of that. And even when I go to some of these women, because you got these women channels who in their own little way teaches women how to level up, but in their own little way. But it's a
Right.
women's space. I like the conversation. They even come
Mm-hmm.
over, they invade them and talk shit over there too.
Oh
You
gosh.
can't get away from them. They're like the coronavirus or something.
Wow.
You
That
know?
and it's the truth. I can't. A lot of these channels I will go to, and I'm subscribed to some of these guys. Um, but I would never feel comfortable as far as giving my opinion, because I see not so much how they treat other black women, because I get it, but it's
Mhm.
the way they treat other black men. The way I see some of these men, the way they disrespect other brothers, the way they downgrade other brothers, the way they shade other brothers. I did a series, if any of y'all didn't catch it, called Ego Emotional. And if y'all didn't get a chance to view it, check it out. I think it's something a lot of y'all will find very informative. And I talk about men who conduct themselves, because y'all know how I do on my channel. I talk about black men and black women. I don't go in on just one gender. But this particular topic, I talk about some of these men that are so egotistical, and they didn't know they're so emotional, but they hide it behind their ego, and that is their way of masking their pain. And the truth of the matter is, just like we have bitter black women on YouTube, and just in general, you have a lot of bitter black women. The truth is, you got a lot of scorned ass black men who just as scorned as the black women they talk about and the black women they preach about. They just as scorned. You have some brothers, not all. Let me make sure let me put my little thing up here before somebody come up in here and start feeling some type of way.
Yeah, they might say that you're giving off a strag vibe.
Yeah. If it doesn't apply, you don't have to reply. Let it fly. Okay. So I just thought I'd put that out there for anybody who's coming in and just catching a piece of the segment. But yeah, I'm getting the realization that you have, just like a lot of us as black women are broken, you have some black men out here who are broken too. They are broken. They have came up in unhealthy situations. They have came up in households where they was abused. Some of them was molested, things that they would never discuss because of their pride, and I understand some things as a man you don't feel comfortable with discussing. But I really think there's a lot of broken men who are using their egos to basically hide behind their emotional pain and a lot of things that they have gone through within their lifestyle, within their childhood and things of that nature. But anyway, I'm gonna let Ruby go ahead and give her intake on. Do you feel like there's a lot of these men on YouTube that are supposed to be so masculine, that are supposed to be the epitome of masculinity? What is your intake on these men that are starting to become as petty as women? They're getting emotional. They're telling other brothers' business. What's up with that?
See,
I just want to say that I let one of my homeboys listen to the live, and he was looking like, "What the hell is this?" You know what I'm saying? He looking at me like, "What am I spending my time on?" You know, and I said, "I'm not. I just want you to listen to see what's going on. Do you understand what they're saying and feel the same way they do?" He said, "I don't even know what they're talking about, so I don't care about them. I don't care what they say or think."
Well, I'm gonna say this. So now I'm not gonna call out any names, but those of y'all who saw the stream I'm referring to, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Now, there is a very popular men's rights, I guess you could kind of say, movement that's been picking up steam in the black community.
And also, Ruby, I'm gonna just interject and I'm gonna let you finish. And for those of you who figure out who the individual is, I'm gonna ask you to respectfully refrain from putting his name in my chat.
Right.
If you know who he
You
is,
know the chat
just
be the
press.
messiest. That's the first thing
That's
they
what
gonna
I'm
do.
saying. So I'm putting it out there to anybody in my chat. If you mention anybody's name, I'm going to have to boot you out of here because
Yeah.
I don't need those kind of problems. I don't need you being messy. And some of you people, y'all ride hard for some of these certain individuals. I don't need you bringing that mess to my channel. So I'm gonna ask anybody respectfully, even if you know who we're talking about, do not, and I'm only say it once, do not post their name in my chat. Even if you say the wrong person, I'm still going to boot you out of here. I don't want that type of energy coming over here. I don't want that back and forth because, see, that's how people channels get flagged. You subscribers, most of y'all mean well, but some of y'all messy as hell. We not doing that. We not playing them kind of goddamn games. I'm going to evict your ass out of here. Okay? So don't do it. I'm nicely and respectfully asking you, do not post. Y'all talking about so and so? Is that so and so? We grown in here. We don't have to say any names. A lot of y'all know who it is.
We're
And
just we're
whatever.
just using our experience as an example. We don't got to say no damn name. And if I see a
Exactly.
name,
But
I'm blocking them.
it's people. I know we're not going to do it, but it's the messy ass subscribers who are so loyal to these individuals. They'll go back and say stuff and make up lies and bring heat to my channel. I don't need that kind of mess over here. Okay. So you can go ahead, Ruby. I just want to get that out there before you continue with your point that you want to make. You go
All
ahead.
right. Okay. Well, so now, for those of y'all who saw this, now there was a very popular men's rights movement that has been picking up steam in the black community. And a lot of people, including myself, have said, well, to me, it just sounds like an issue with women. It doesn't really sound like an issue with men's rights overall or men's movements or men's success overall. Right. And I've heard a lot of men who are part of this movement who have said, no, it's definitely about black male improvement and whatever. And women plays a small, almost irrelevant part of this movement. So I was eager to actually see this debate between someone who's pro the movement and someone who's against the movement, to hear the other points of this movement besides what I've only heard people do, which is bitch and moan about women. And what happened? It was 3 hours of focusing on women on the chat, focusing on the fact that the guy who was anti the movement talks to women and has women in his corner, and blah, women. That's all I heard was women. And I mean, emotional, yelling, top of your lungs, angry, all kinds of stuff. And I was like, this is not what I expected. It's not what I expected even from the individual, because I've actually heard this man have relatively like really intelligent conversations. He's an intelligent dude. And so at that point, I sit there and I think to myself, okay, what is really the first step is identifying the problem, right? You can't even get people to admit the problem unless you identify the problem. And I identified the problem at that point. What I realized is this: there's this lie going on, okay? And I don't care what anyone has to say about it, it's a lie. There's a lie going on that men have logic and women have emotions, right? Um, and that lie implies that women don't have logic and men don't have emotions. And that is a load of shit. Okay. And that's what the problem is. The problem is that men can be just as emotional as women. They have just as many emotions as women. Their feelings can get hurt just like women. They can get bitter just like women. They can get all those things, all the things that we put on women, right? Men can feel and experience as well, right? Just like all of the great things we put on men as far as logic and wisdom and intelligence that men have, women can have those things too. And I think that that's where we're getting things messed up in these streets, is we refuse to acknowledge and accept the fact that men have feelings. And just like women, those feelings can get out of whack. They can start taking over. They can literally ruin your ability to think logically and reasonably. And that's what we've got. We've got so many men who are so in their feelings, and I don't even think some of them know they're in their feelings. I mean, really in
Nope.
their feelings. I don't think a lot of them know that they are being dominated by emotion to the point where it's clouding their logic, because they think that only happens to women. Right? They don't understand it happens to them too. And so I was using that to illustrate a point, because I'm saying this brother, to me, I've heard him say some very logical, very intelligent things. You know, he can be very wise even. So to hear him go off emotionally for like 3 hours was like, what? That's not what I expected of him. But then I realized that. And so what we're seeing now, what we're seeing is a bunch of men, and what's happening is their viewpoints and really honestly their feelings are being validated by this movement especially, and it's allowing them basically to wild out in public about it. And then what we're really seeing is what's actually behind the movement. And what's behind the movement is trauma and pain and hurt, i.e., emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I get the emotion. Actually, I do. I'm not even criticizing the emotion. What I'm saying is, I'm going to say to them, just like I would say to the women, and I do, right? That just because you have feelings and your feelings are valid doesn't mean that every way you choose to react to your feelings is valid. Okay. Just because you're a man, everything you say and do and every way you fly off the handle is not valid, is not okay, is not the right way to behave. Okay, you're acting like over emotional women. That's how we would describe it, but really it's not that. You're just acting like over emotional humans. Okay, it's not masculine because it's not grounded. But honestly, being an irrational emotional basket case is not feminine. It's not woman, right? Feminine people are grounded as well, right? So what we got to recognize, we got to stop taking this stuff like this emotional basket case and this bitterness and this ridiculousness and attributing it to women like somehow that's how women are supposed to be. No, it's not. That's how dysfunctional people are, right? Dysfunctional people, men and women. Okay. So I'm not trying to call them women. I'm not trying to call them feminine, right? I'm going to say, yeah, they're not grounded in their masculinity because they're living a trauma cycle right now. And they've got to heal that trauma cycle for them to be able to get back to their logic and to their wisdom and to their self-control. That's what I honestly think.
But you know what's starting to happen to the
Mm.
the men who, some of these men who are so strong in their masculinity, sooner than later, if they don't find a balance, because I don't think there's anything wrong with the man being emotional. He has to have that balance. He's human. He's
Mhm.
supposed to be emotional. But
Right.
if he does not find that balance, well, what happened is, all slowly but surely over time, the emotional traits will tend to overrule the masculinity. And that's when you'll start seeing him do very feminine things like screaming. That's
Mhm.
something a woman does. Women, we are known to be screamers because screams is one of our emotional. Women, we are known to be yellers. But when a man
Mhm.
is yelling, slowly but surely, his masculinity is deteriorating. Because
Yeah.
back in the day, when my grandfather, if you think about it, really, really think about it, men back in the 70s and 80s that were really masculine, you never heard them yell. You
Mm.
never heard them scream. Most men that are very masculine, I notice when it comes to their tone, they're stern, but they're not screamers.
Mhm.
A man that defines the true definition of masculinity, he can get his point across and make you feel inferior just by
Mhm.
being stern in his delivery, without
Mhm.
screaming, without yelling, without being vulgar, and
Mhm.
without doing a lot of cursing and a lot of profanity. Now, back in the 70s and 80s, I remember my grandfather, most men from the old school, they don't do a lot of screaming and they don't do a lot of yelling. They will be stern and tell you, no, you're going to sit down in that chair. No, you're going to
I'm
eat
be
before
honest.
you move.
I'm
Hmm?
gonna be honest with you, Mocha. You don't see too many 20-year-olds up here screaming either.
Yeah, yeah, it's and a lot of them, again. That's why I want everybody, when y'all get a chance, please check out my series, Ego Emotional, because it breaks down the elements of men who try so hard to prove their masculinity by thinking they're proving their masculinity by being boisterous, by being overly emotional, by thinking they're dominating the conversation by yelling and screaming. None of that speaks masculinity. In the words of Pastor Jakes, if a man has to come home into his household and he has to yell out, I'm the man of his house, you're not the man of the house. Because guess what? The moment you step foot in that house, everybody's going to cease and stand out of attention because they're going to know
Mhm.
the man in the house is home.
Mhm.
You know a man when you see one. When you get in the presence of a certain man, you already feel the vibe of his masculinity. To where when you have certain conversations, for instance, when I talk to certain men on YouTube, they don't even have to put me in a place because just his masculine presence is enough to make me shut the fuck up as a woman. I'm not even going to overrule it. I'm not even going to be tempted to overrule his masculinity because it's that masculine vibe, that my feminine vibe is not going to even try to overpower. For
Mhm.
instance, when I talk to certain men now, I may get emotional and I may feel myself getting loud, but something about his masculine energy will make me calm down to where I can't get loud with him. So my thing is with certain men, if you're targeting women that are yelling and getting bold and coming at you and through things of that nature, then your masculine energy must not be there, to a certain degree. Now I'm gonna say in some instances, some women are so goddamn ratchet, they don't know a masculine aura when they are up against it. So I'm not going
Yep.
to say that's 100% the case, but in most times it is, because when I get around a man and I know he's a man, I can't help but to conduct myself like a woman based on his masculine aura, his masculine energy that I come into contact with. So also another point I want to make is men who tend to be overly ego emotional, that tend to do a lot of lashing out and going off and cussing and screaming and yelling. I notice as much as they like to bash women and in many cases talk very ill of women, there will always be that one woman on his team that he will respect the most, because that particular woman he knows is going to always pretty much does whatever he says.
Yep.
And once you're one of those women, you have your own mind. He's not going to be able to deal with you for but so long. So women who deal, as long as you're one of those women that pretty much just go with the flow and you don't challenge him, you're pretty much always be on his team. But the moment you go against the grain or you go against his beliefs, you go against his theories, you go against his principles, um, believe me, he'll definitely going to get rid of you sooner or later. So that's the other point I wanted to address.
Mm, yeah, absolutely. And you know why? It's that insecurity factor, right? So even if they don't want to feel like they're one of those echo chamber types, um, when you're very insecure and you're letting your emotions run you and control you, that is literally living outside of your element. So you already feel insecure. Now, when people disagree with you on any level, it starts making you question yourself even more. And you feel even more in fear. You feel like you're failing as a leader because what you're
Mm.
saying can be questioned. Right. And I think at that point, that's when, even if you're not trying to, they start becoming an enemy in your mind. Right. And you have to make them into an enemy because otherwise you have to accept the fact that maybe you're not a good leader and maybe you're not being a good leader right now. Maybe you're not grounded in your masculinity. Maybe it's an issue you got to examine. And I don't think they can handle that
Mm.
because it's a lot of work. Because then they have to start at the beginning and be like, shoot, I have a problem. No one wants to admit they have a problem. That's why they always say it's the hardest step. Step one, admitting
Mm-hmm.
you have a problem. Oh my God, that's the hardest step to overcome. And I think that's where, unfortunately, a lot of the people we're talking about, that's where they're at. They can't admit that they
Mm.
have a problem, so they have to make everybody but them the problem. Everyone and everything but them is the
Everyone.
problem. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that's true
Absolutely.
facts. And my thing is this, if you keep losing friendships consistently, you keep falling out with people consistently, and it's man and women, you just keep falling out and people keep walking away from your team over and over and over. That's something you may really want to think about and consider. The fact that can't be something wrong with every goddamn body if everybody keep walking away from you and leaving you. So y'all definitely made some significant points. And the truth is, there are some men on YouTube that are becoming as petty as the black women that they complain about. They're doing stuff black women do. They're being over emotional. They being petty. They airing other black men's dirty laundry. Let me tell you something. Back in the day, when a man fell out with a man back in the day, men didn't do petty ass stuff that these brothers are doing today on YouTube. If a man fell out with another man, guess what? He stopped playing dominoes with that man. He stopped inviting that man over for beer. He just stopped rocking with him. It was simple as that. Earl didn't go and tell Willie Jones business. Earl didn't go walking around town saying, well, Willie ain't got no money and Willie broke and Willie on his third wife. Men back then, when they fell out with another brother or they fell out or had an issue with another man, they went their separate ways. And that was that. You'll never see Mr. Earl come and visit Mr. Willie anymore. That's the way it used to be back then. All this petty stuff that these men are doing now, they're telling each other's business. They bringing up each other's past and airing each other's dirty laundry. None of this is masculine to me. And for those of you who believe this is masculine, you may need to go see a therapist because none of that is masculine. It is all straight feminine. That's something women do. Please leave something for us to have by ourselves, men.
But
Don't be stealing
Mocha,
our. Don't be stealing from us. Don't be being petty like us. Don't be telling business like that's our job.
when
Okay, y'all
people
continue to be men and don't fall into that category of being petty. Go ahead.
when people do that, when they fall out and they go on bashing campaigns, their whole strategy is to try to win everybody over and get everybody to
Right.
turn against you so you could be left hanging on a limb so they could laugh at you and say, yes, I hope you fall and drop dead type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just that,
Mm-hmm.
that's just their little strategy to try, because for me, I'm not, I have kicked a lot of people to the curb because they didn't fit my personality.
Oh,
I give
and I
people the
agree.
benefit of the doubt. And
Right.
as time goes on, I make good discernments because I have an instinct in me that tells me if it's right or not. And
Mm-hmm.
when I don't ignore red flags. You know what I'm saying? So I am one of those ones who have kicked a lot of people to the curb, but you and Rubes and a few others that I hold dearly to my heart, y'all's friendship is worth fighting for. And I would do
Likewise,
everything that
Mama.
I can to make sure we remain friends. So if I fall out with anybody and I know any of their personal business, they don't got to worry about me telling nobody their business, because once I fall out with you, your business is now irrelevant to me.
Exactly. Exactly. Which also is time for my commercial moment break. Brought to you by, this content has been brought to you by the No Fuckery Zone, meaning that
Yeah.
we're promoting knowledge, not garbage. Just thought y'all wouldn't know that. Also, this is my Cash App. I'm trying to get me another laptop so I can do better vlogging. So if anybody wants to bless my brand, I also take EPT. I don't take post-dated checks. I take all of that. I take child support, whatever you can, whatever you would like to do. I take it all. This is my email, Cafe de Paris. So I just thought I'd let you know about that. Also, guys, I sell cable for $25 a month for those of you who are interested. Moving along, and again, y'all, you ladies are definitely making some valid points. And also, I'm gonna say this too before we move to the next topic. For you guys that are hanging out with these type of men, if you're hanging out in their chat room, you're hanging out on their panel, you buddies with these type of guys that you have seen do very feminine things when they get angry, just rest assured, the moment you and this particular person fall out, Ruby must be eating her chips with her mic not moving. Oh, that's
Oh
poetic.
no, that's me. I
I
am
swear
so
it wasn't
sorry.
me.
I'm sorry. I
I
thought I was
remember.
muted. I thought I
Because
was
what
muted.
happened
I'm
was
sorry.
earlier classic said she was eating some damn chips, but now you over there eating some chips.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's all good, girl. So that's what I was saying. If you guys are hanging out with men who conduct themselves like this and you think it's funny because he's riding for you and he's, your buddy and you in a good space with him, realize that once you and him fall out, you're going to get the same exact treatment
Trust
as
me, I
the
know. I
people
know.
who he booted.
Trust me, I know. Speaking from experience, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten that experience falling out with people, and I didn't care. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
the bashing campaign and trying to get
Yep.
people turned against me. I mean, that was very mediocre.
It is, and it happens a lot. But sooner or later, people who hang out with that particular person, they find them out for who they are. A
My
zebra
point
never changes
exactly.
its stripes. A zebra never changes its stripes. So it's all good. Now, the next topic I want to talk with y'all about, Kobe Bryant.
Mm.
As y'all know, I'm sure today y'all heard about that very tragic situation with him and his helicopter crashing. It seemed like the whole world was on pause when that situation happened. I didn't even know about it. I just so happened me and my husband was going to the flea market, and I just remember he ran into one of his contractors, his old contractor buddies, and we were talking, and he just so happened to say, "Yeah, y'all heard about what happened to Kobe Bryant, right?" And we was like, no. Well, yeah, he died in the crash. We
Mm-mm.
was like, we thinking it's a hoax because people lie and tell these stories about celebrities all the time. And I remember when I went on my Facebook, it was just all over my timeline. Rest in peace, rest in peace. And my heart just sunk. I mean, I took it personal, like it was somebody who I personally knew. I never even met the man, never got his autograph, but it was just very, very saddening to hear about. And I'm sure for the rest of y'all who heard about it, it was a shock to y'all as well. And my heart definitely goes out to his family, especially his wife. A woman to lose her husband and her daughter, I could only imagine the pain that she has to go through. So recently, he just had his memorial, and a lot of fans, and this is what kills me: the man is dead and gone. I hate that people is trying to drag this man's legacy through the mud. People been bringing up his
Damn.
this other stuff. I mean, that was so goddamn long ago. I'm like, damn it, let this man rest in peace. His wife is hurting. His children that are still left here, they're hurting. I can't stand when people do shit like that. It pisses me off when a person is not here to defend themselves. You know what I mean? I have a big problem when people pass away, even when they did it with Whitney Houston. People want to come up with all these allegations that she had a lesbian relationship. I'm like, the woman ain't here to defend herself. Y'all need to kill that. And it's just been very difficult for his family. But this is the latest that's going on. There's been a couple of fans that evidently has had an issue with his parents not being mentioned at the memorial. Now the memorial was live on TV at Staples Center, which is one of the
I,
biggest stadiums.
I
Go ahead.
watched that. They were showing that on. I don't know if people know, but they were
Hmm.
showing that live on YouTube. I watched that live, but they disabled the chat, which was a good idea.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah.
yeah. So I was able to watch it while it was live on YouTube. So I seen it, but they didn't. They didn't allow nobody to type in the chat.
And I don't blame them because people ignorant, and you'll have that one person that come on there saying something dumb when people are grieving, and it's just a it was just really a sad day in NBA. And like I said, I have nothing but respect for the Bryants, but of course, when his memorial came on. Basically, they had a lot of people performing there. And speaking on his behalf, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Beyonce, Shaquille O'Neal, a lot of people there. um Most important, all the families were there. The TV cameras constantly panned over to Vanessa Bryant. She was the centerpiece of the solemn proceedings as his widow, who with her surviving children in tow, gave a reviving tribute to Kobe and Gianna Gigi Bryant. But seated on the opposite end of the road where Vanessa Bryant sat was Kobe's birth family, Joe and Pam, along with Bryant's sisters Shariah and Shaya. Popculture.com took note of the conspicuous absence of the parents from the proceedings as they did not venture to the podium to speak about their legendary son. While the majority of fans were focused on the touching tributes, there were others that had some questions for those that planned the ceremony. Why weren't Brian's parents, Joe and Pam, mentioned on Monday? There's a speculation that Vanessa Bryant never forgave Kobe's parents, who did not attend their wedding out of disapproval of their union. Regardless of what precipitated Joe and Pam's Bryant's exclusion from the memorial, the overall sentiment was succinctly summarized by the following tweet. Somebody posted, love, farewell to Kobe, but to have Kobe's parents and siblings not mentioned, Kobe did not get here via immaculate conception. Before Kobe was Kobe, he was Joe Bryant's son, the first to introduce him to the game. He was Pam Bryant's son, his first love of woman. He was a brother. Many fans shared their feelings as they could see from the sampling of the posters below. It would be a shame before God if they exclude Kobe's parents from speaking at the services today. I don't care what happened. That would be cold. Never forget, do the right thing. So as you can see, a lot of people went in that his parents was not speaking at the memorial, and I noticed that. I did not see the parents up there speaking, and I'm like, that's kind of rough there. Because in my opinion, his parents, I don't know who arranged it. I don't want to make judgments on the situation because I really don't know. Maybe the parents did not want to speak because they were grieving, or maybe
Or maybe they was
they
instructed to not speak.
or maybe there was instructor R. But what I've been hearing too is that there's been a very turbulent relationship with Kobe and his parents for a very significant amount of time. And my point was, and I want you ladies to chime in. My point was, I felt like Kobe, from what I've been hearing, he did not have a very good bond with his parents over the past years. And I do know that his parents was never really fond of him marrying Vanessa. You know, she's Mexican. And, you know, sometimes these parents could be very over domineering. They want you to keep it in the family. They
Mhm.
want you to keep everybody. You know what I mean? Some parents are very old fashioned. They don't want you dating outside the race and things of that nature. And I heard him and his mom had a very shaky relationship. I'm not too sure about him and his mother, but I know there's a lot of successful brothers that they don't have the best of relationship with their parents because let's face it, and I hate to say this, but um Black parents have the tendency, and I'm sure other races do it too, but I don't feel like going all over the globe addressing 1,000 other races. I know there's black parents have the tendency to feel a sense of entitlement when it comes to their children being successful. They automatically, because I see it just on the regular basis, like some of these single mothers, if they children, their sons become successful or their daughters become successful. Fantasia went through with her family. The singer Fantasia, her own father tried to sue her, okay, when she wasn't up in no more money. I don't know who the basketball player was. One of you guys in here, maybe y'all can chime in the chat because I don't know nothing about sports. But I remember the young man, he chose a different team that his mother wanted him to choose. And because he chose another team, she literally walked out in the process of his big moment. And I remember it was recording live when he was announcing what team he wanted to go with. And he chose another team, and his mama just got up and walked out. She couldn't even play it off and be civil in front of all these people standing here watching your son's big moment, and she had to walk away. So my thing is, a lot of people feel like, Kobe's parents should have been able to speak and have a say so, but my thing is, only Vanessa knows what kind of relationship her husband had with his parents. Now, just because he was this big star and this big athlete, that doesn't mean that he was close to his parents. That does not mean that he had the best relationship with his parents, and especially if they didn't accept his wife. And if that's the case, I got to give him props, because guess what? If your parents don't accept your wife, and you know it's going to bring problems to your marriage or your household, then guess what? I can't deal with y'all. I've even heard he cut off his sisters and wasn't giving them no money either. So we really don't know the whole dynamics to the story, but what is you ladies' intakes on Kobe's parents not being mentioned and not being able to speak on their son's behalf? What do you ladies think about this?
I was thinking that maybe they was instructed to not talk. Maybe they the other people was instructed to not mention them. I mean, everything is kind of like, I'm not saying his death is, but everything looks kind of staged to me. You know, everybody,
Mm.
it just looked. Maybe I shouldn't have drunk anything when I watched it, but it just gave me a real eerie vibe.
Mm.
It just I don't know. You know, I'm into conspiracy theories, so
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
everything that happened is any incident that happens is very questionable to me. And
Mhm.
this incident particularly is extremely questionable. Now I don't know why. That's the
Mm.
first time I ever seen his parents. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they were
Right.
I don't think that they were that estranged to where they couldn't stand up to say, "Oh, I miss you. At least we're gonna miss you."
Oh yeah, they
You
were.
know?
But see, that's the thing. See, we don't follow like when someone's like brand new. There's so many stars for us to follow that unless you're trying to do something on Instagram every 45 seconds, we lose track of your life, right? But apparently Kobe. Now, I just posted an article which covers the other side of this. It's so outrageous. We as the public wanted to hear his family speak. We as the public think his family should have. We as the public, listen. The only reason why his whole family was there is because it was public, which means anyone could show up, including the family. So they said, okay, well,
Right.
you know what? We'll let the family show up because, so far as I'm finding out, the last time Kobe spoke to his parents was
Mhm.
indirectly in court after he had already cut them off. And so what
Oh.
they did was they tried to
Mm.
take a bunch of his memorabilia and sell it online. And Kobe caught
Oh.
wind of it before it got
Mm.
sold and brought them to court to stop them from selling his priceless memorabilia for some bucks because they wanted money that much. They were that money hungry. They didn't value their son and what he had accomplished. They valued the money, right? Just like they valued being able to tell him what to do. You better marry a black woman or what? Oh, you didn't? Okay, well then screw you, son. We're not coming to the wedding. Like, now this is my thing, right? If you can't show up on the best day of my life, you don't get to show up on the worst day of my
First
life so
day.
you can get
Mm.
sympathy. That's what it comes down to. No one was giving sympathy because everyone who knew him knew they didn't deserve that sympathy, and they were just there so they could, so exactly what's happening now could happen now, right? Which
So
is,
so they had to be there.
yeah, they well, no, they didn't have to be there. They were going to
Under
make sure they were there because it's
under certain
public and no one could stop
stipulations,
them.
they
because
had to
it
be
wouldn't
there.
make them look bad. You know, it was
Yeah.
more so of a to make themselves from not looking bad more so than it was for support, I guess.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And then on top of that, now they're going to get sympathy votes and whatever. But Kobe and his family were entirely estranged. He cut them all off a long time ago. I'm sure they're all
It
cut out
had
of
to
the
be
will.
because I've never seen them hardly around.
Yep.
You know, I was surprised to see how much Kobe favors his mother and his father because I never even seen them. I've always just seen Kobe, his wife, and his children.
Yep, yep. It probably starts back as far as the rape allegations, where they probably believed all these negative things about him and whatever, who knows? But we
Well,
do know for sure about the public things that were stated, and that were done. And to me, a family that's not going to show up for your wedding, right? And then is going to take all your priceless memorabilia and sell it for like not even half of what it's worth just so they can get some fast cash, and then make these public, oh, we're so sorry for any unintended pain we might have caused you by trying to sell off your stuff, right? Like, I mean, listen, these are not,
Hmm.
I don't care how much you dress them up and put them in a frilly frock or whatever. These are not, this is not a family who cared about him, loved him,
Mm,
supported his family, cared
so
about,
why did they? That's my point.
yeah,
Why did they
mm,
show up at the funeral then?
because two reasons.
They
So,
was
number one,
instructed to.
no, no, no,
mm.
no, they weren't. Because they could. See, because it's public. And so when it's public, that means anyone could show up. Now imagine if they were not told the day, whatever, and then they got to make this public outcry of the fact that they weren't invited, right? The fact that no one told them, my
Mm.
son, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter how right the wife and everyone would have been for not allowing them through the doors,
Well, they had to
right?
come and make
Because,
sure that he was gone.
well, I think that no, they just came for the public sympathy, for the public
They
attention,
came to
maybe
get
for
Mm.
the
some
public
money.
sympathy, but they also came to make sure that he was gone.
Nah, because you could see it on TV. Real talk, because it's just a memorial. His dead body wasn't there. So, I would say what they came for, because see, here's the thing. Now all of a sudden, because remember, what did everyone say? I didn't know what his mama looked like. I didn't know what his sister looked like. But now everyone knows what these people look like, and now they're gonna get interviews. They're gonna get TV. They already knew they weren't gonna be part of this, the ceremony and everything. That's gonna get them even more speculation and interviews and whatever. So they're getting their come up and they're getting their money off of them showing up that day. See, if
My
they just
point
didn't show up,
exactly.
that would have been it. Yeah.
That's my point exactly. That too, and to make sure that he was gone.
Well, but see, that's what I'm saying though. How are you going to confirm someone's gone when they're not there? Like this was a public memorial, so I'm assuming the body wasn't there. Because normally when they do public memorials like that, the body's not actually there. This is just a
I didn't
ceremony.
see a casket. Did y'all
Mm-mm.
see?
No,
And I
that's my
figured they
point.
wasn't gonna have
See,
because of his remains.
y'all missing where I'm going going with this. Because, like I said, I'm a
Mm.
conspiracy theorist, and
Mm.
I have my
Yeah.
reservations on the industry. I have done some research, and I've seen videos, and I've seen with my own eyes some of the peculiar, skeptical things that be going on in the industry. And this
Yeah.
right here is really sketchy.
Mm.
I'm sorry. I know
Mm.
y'all not seeing it from what I'm
Well,
like I'm seeing it, but it's extremely sketchy. I felt like his parents showed up to make sure that he was gone so that they could get they bag.
But they're not going to get their bag. That's what I'm saying. They knew from the time he married that woman, and
mhm.
the memorabilia. The reason why they sold off the memorabilia, because they were already cut off and cut out of his will,
I
so they
remember
already
he
knew they're
did.
not getting money. Yeah,
I remember he cut him off, but I didn't know he cut him off to that degree where he took him
yeah,
out the will.
yeah, yeah. They're all cut off.
Oh
The whole
hell.
family's cut off. Yep.
That
Um,
doesn't mean that they're not getting no bag though.
but how are they going to get a bag if they're cut off? When
That,
when you're cut out
they
of a
may
will,
not get,
that's it.
yeah, they might not get that bag, but I feel like they gonna get some kind of bag.
Oh yeah, the
I don't.
only that, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If you so you show up, right? So now everyone all of a sudden knows what your face looks like, because without them showing up to this one thing, no one even knows how to find these people. So now you show up, right? But you didn't sit there and scream for attention. Now you just showed up as the unassuming parents. We're good people. We're not really ratchet in our spare time. No, we're good, upstanding people. We're just gonna show up because we love our son, right? And then wait, how come they weren't said it? Look, all of the public outcries and sympathy, everyone's forgotten everything that happened in the last decade, right? So now, right, every single one of these people it's gonna be the Today Show and the this show and the that show, right? And now when they get all paid, right now they're gonna sit there and so again, this is their come up, right? The only reason why they showed up is because this is their come up. They don't care if their son's dead or not. They just wanted to come up. They've been trying to get a come up off of his ass for the last decade, right? This is finally, yes, he died. Girl, we're
And
gonna get paid to this week.
you
That's
know
the
what
whole
is
point I was making. You kept saying what I was saying was bullshit, but you just made my point.
No, because you were saying, and they wanted to make sure he was gone. I was just saying they don't care
They
that
did.
he's
They
gone.
wanted to make sure he was gone.
What the? So I see that's the part we're disagreeing with, because I don't think they care if he's really gone or not. They don't care if it's Tupac or Elvis and he's secretly
And
alive. They
how they
don't give a
gonna
shit
get a
about all
bag if
that,
he's not?
because everyone thinks he's gone. That's the point. They all just think, as long as the public thinks he's gone, they're all gonna want to interview these people anyway, right? They don't care if he's
but
actually
but
dead.
but you know what? But you know what it all boils down to, and you both got some significant points. But this just goes to show how much money really isn't everything. Money can't keep you here because I'm sure the day they got that call, nothing mattered to them but knowing the fact that he was gone. I mean, like literally, that is a phone call that no parent wants to hear.
I don't agree.
Um, whether
Mm-mm.
you money or no money, because my thing was they didn't see that coming. Now I'm sure aftermath, okay, everybody probably could care less in their own way, but
Mm-mm.
I'm sure when they did get that call, they had to feel some type of way, even if it wasn't so much for him. The fact that he got kids here, you know what I mean? They had to feel some type of way just knowing, you know what I mean? Because that it was so untimely. That wasn't,
Mocha. If
yeah.
that was true, have you heard any one of them say anything about their dead son, brother, uncle, anything? No, because they don't care. See, I don't agree with you. I don't. I'm
And
sorry.
that
I don't think they care at
and that's
all.
fine, and that's okay to disagree. I'm not looking for everybody to agree with what I'm saying, but what I'm still saying is still that's their son. They had to feel something. Their son got killed in a helicopter. You human, when you have a child, I don't care how much you and that child done fell out and it's been about money. I get that, but being a mother and giving birth to a child. I don't care how much me and my daughter fall out or whatever the case is. Any parent who gets that call, I'm sure it devastated them to hear that their son got killed because they was not expecting that. Nobody saw that coming. You get what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that's still a son. We see it from the other end, yeah, the money and yeah, the trinkets, yeah. But what I'm saying is I'm sure they felt they had to feel something, man, when somebody called them and they got that call, about their son being killed like that. Now, we on the opposite end. We ain't in the house seeing, of course, people not going to show their emotions. They're not spitting over blood and showing tears and all this and that. But I'm sure it had to devastate them, even more so because they did not have a good relationship. From what you're telling me, that had to make them feel even worse. The fact that he left here on some shitty ass terms with them. They're gonna have to deal with that for the rest of their life because they did not heal. They did not. There was no. They didn't resolve
You
the
know what?
issue.
Here's my thing, right? And I agree. I understand why it is that you can't see it from my perspective, because you're actually, not only are you actually a mother, but you're actually a mother who loves your child. And so you can't fathom a
So you
world
saying
where,
he ain't love? You saying his parents ain't love him at
yeah,
all?
yeah, I actually
Okay.
honestly, and the reason why is because I've seen it. I've seen it with my own two eyes, and I know
Mm.
that parents can treat their kids all kinds of ways. It takes something real. And I don't mean like a real slight. It takes real, like they did not care about you at all. Like, is everyone surprised you're even alive? You were the outsider. They hated you from day one. You were black sheep of the family, like that. Like, really, you knew there was no love there. For a black man
Mm.
to cut off his mother like that, I like, you don't see that. It's not something that happens to the point where you have a whole bunch of people running around complaining that it doesn't happen, because it's such a difficult thing to do. So if you cut off your whole family, like all of them, to that point for like a decade, even once you have kids, so even your kids don't know your family at all, like that, to me, that's deep. That's like, you guys, you're part of that 1% of human beings that you were just wretched for real. You really were. You didn't see a human, you saw a bank, and you don't care, and the only thing you care about is the money gone, and the money been gone for 7 years anyway, so what difference does it make to you? Like, and there are people who are that cold and heartless, and that's how I feel like, okay, as in, I agree with Kellz's sentiment. Like, at best, all they showed up for is just to make sure he was dead. Like, I mean, as in that kind of cold, heartless feeling. That's what I get from it. I get that much heartlessness. I don't feel like they cared. I really don't. Like, it's just like a discernment that I don't feel like they cared even an iota. I feel like if they were already getting public attention anyway, they might not even have been there, because they would have been able to claim, oh, it's just too heartbroken or something. But you know what? No, inside tonight, and TSN and whoever hasn't called them yet for interviews, and they needed to stir up controversy, so they showed up knowing they would be able to get it. Like,
And that may be, but I still feel like this. No matter how much you fall out, that was still a son.
mm,
Regardless of what, like I said, we can agree to disagree, and you have one point, and that's cool. And then I have my point, and there's some people that could vibe with where you coming from, and some people can understand where I'm coming from, which makes
mm,
it good. I don't want everybody to just look at it one way, so I'm glad everybody got more than one way, because we're giving them more than one way of looking at it. But I just feel like, yes, it was drama, and all families, period, got drama, got issues, got things that happen. And I my opinion is, I believe that, yes, he did cut them off when he saw that it was going to bring problems to his profession. I mean, I'm sure originally when he became successful, he probably tried to do everything for everybody. Probably tried to give everybody all kind of money, tried to buy her. He bought his sister cars. He did everything he could, because he was in a position to bless his family. Once he saw people was getting greedy, and sometimes, we, as black folks, sometimes we have the tendency, when somebody in our family becomes successful, we get this sense of entitlement, especially if it's our child, especially if it's our brother, our sister. We get this sense of entitlement, like, you supposed to look out for me, you're supposed to take care of me, we family. I'm sure originally he tried to start off and do it that way. It got out of hand, especially when he got married. And you know how us wives are when we're seeing too many people taken from our husbands, even if it's their own family. Hey, how many times you gonna buy your sister a car? This the third Lamborghini you don't buy her. She done wrecked up the first one. Then she lost the second one. I'm sure when he got married and his wife saw the stress they was putting him up under, she probably put in her 2 cents. That made things go left. And I know a lot of things happen. Money don't mean a family is close. But what I strongly believe, even in the midst of their chaos, in the midst of they falling out, in the midst of them not accepting their marriage, when they got that call that their son and their granddaughter, who they probably never even got damn saw since the day she was born, I'm sure it put a shock. I'm sure their heart stopped, even if it was just for a moment, because they did not see that coming. And the add insult to injury, they did not have a bond, so that makes it worse. Now I do believe, like you said, they were probably there for sympathy or whatever the case was. It wasn't the right reasons. But I know when they found out their son went down in that plane, their heart had to feel some type of way, even if it was just for a split second, because that's still your child. That was still a son, at the end of the day. And knowing what happened to him, and he was in a defenseless situation. When our plane went down, he could not do nothing to save himself. He could not do nothing to save his daughter. I'm sure it had to do something to them. Now, people don't always look like what they go through. Just because somebody ain't walking around pouring down in tears and crying and rolling over and dying, it does not mean that his passing didn't affect him in some type of way. But, like you
How a
said too.
simple RIP to my son anywhere publicly ever, or any of them saying that for the day he died. Oh, but also,
Well,
sorry, I wanted to point out really quick
yeah.
that someone said the reason why we didn't see a coffin for real because they actually had the funeral privately a few days before this. So they actually did
I'm
have
sure
like
they
the
did.
private,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
they had the
did. They
private
had a
one
private
already.
ceremony. They
Mhm.
did.
I'm sure they did.
Right? Where none of that family was there. They didn't even try to find out when it was because they
Of
didn't
course, they had
care.
a private funeral.
Of course they
Well,
did.
well, well, that could have went. Well, my thing is too. We don't know what kind of talks Vanessa and Kobe had, and sometimes when you're in a relationship with somebody, y'all married, you know how y'all have them intimate talks. Like Ruby, I'm sure you don't have some intimate talks,
Mhm.
with your husband. Y'all probably done talked about death, conversations that's real uncomfortable that wives and men, people in
Right.
relationships don't want to talk about because it's very uncomfortable. I don't like talking about death with my husband at all. It's a very uncomfortable subject, but we have discussed it from time to time. And from what I think, him and his wife had a very strong bond, and he probably told her, "I don't want them there. They ain't been
Mhm.
there for me all this time. If something happens to me, I don't want them there. I don't want them, I want you to make sure when my money or whatever I have left, you and the kids are straight." They probably had that talk. And probably it wasn't so much them. She was honoring exactly what her husband said. Because he
Mhm.
probably, if they had a strained relationship like that, he probably made it very clear to his wife what he expects from here on out. I don't want my
Mhm.
family having this. I don't want them doing this. I don't want them doing that. So probably too, Kobe being the prestigious man that he's always kind of carried himself with class and dignity. I've never seen him do anything really crazy or
Mhm.
whatever. He had his little scandal,
Well,
but I've never seen
I got a question.
bad. But just to finish this little point out, so
Okay.
with that being said, he that probably was his way of disconnecting from them, but he did it in a classy way, as far as not allowing them to really bond with his children, because he didn't want his children going through what he went through, or he didn't want his family using his kids to get to him, or whatever the case is, or whatever. So he probably was the one who made it like that, to where they, if they wanted to get back in, he wasn't going to let them. You know what I mean? It was going to have to be on his terms and his time when he felt like it. So that could be another issue. What you want to say, Kellz?
The fact that he was having a dispute with a pharmaceutical company. What's up with this Chamberlain Heights cartoon that predicted Kobe's
The
helicopter death back in
Simpsons?
2017?
That's crazy. I saw
Mhm.
it's on YouTube. I saw it. The
Yeah,
Simpsons done predicted a lot of goddamn stuff. I don't know who the hell
and
created that
Facebook.
show, but they got
Facebook
some
did the
damn.
Facebook too.
It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Explain
It's
that to
Mhm.
me. And now you see why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, listen, I hear you, because a lot of people been having a lot of theories about every, so I don't knock the theories. I don't knock how people feel about Illuminati. I don't knock how
Well,
people
no,
feel
I'm not
about
saying anything about the
family.
Illuminati.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying I don't knock people who think it's Illuminati too. You know what I'm saying? People have had different theories. Some say Illuminati. Some people say what you were saying. I didn't say you were saying with Illuminati, but I respect anybody's opinion on that, because it's just so many ways of looking at it. You can't really rule out one from the other, because it could have very well been. It could be, strangely, but it could be. It could be any or all of them, as far as I'm concerned.
Pretty much.
Because that was just really strange how all of that happened.
My
He
point.
was
Exactly.
so close to, he was almost there. They wasn't even that far from what the championship where his daughter was getting ready to play. They wasn't even that far. And for them to be talking about it was some clearance, it was too much fog. I'm like,
But
from
see,
what I was
peep
looking
this
at, it
out
ain't
though.
been a
This
bunch
is,
of fog or nothing.
but if you go back into time, this is the same way Aaliyah was killed.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
True.
I rest my case on this. I'm gonna leave this one alone. I'm gonna leave
It
this
is.
one alone.
It's a touchy subject, and I get it. This is one of them conversations. Not too many people. Big ups to Angela for the $5 donation. She says, I agree, Mocha. I don't care if I had a fallout with my children. I will feel something deep if anything happened to either one of them.
I
And
agree.
that's
I was
things as
shocked.
parents as we feel, but and then you have some parents who just really don't give a shit, but they will come up there and collect that insurance check. It's
Yep.
sad, but you have some parents, they'll leave their children to rot. I
Yeah,
know
Are you
one or two
serious? We
parents
have
personally that
right.
have done it, and big ups to Beyond for the $10 donation as
even
well.
worse. Even
Putting
worse.
that
There are people who have literally killed their own children, put them in a freezer so they could keep collecting that check. Let's
Yep.
be real here. Like there are some messed
It
up
it it,
people,
it is
Just
it,
heartless
rule,
it
people
just
in
for
the
it's
world.
measure.
Mhm.
it's an exception to every rule. So
Yep.
I can't rule out what y'all saying, because there are some parents who really don't give a shit about their children, who
Mhm.
will let their children prostitute, like that one lady who sold her daughter for drugs, and
Right.
the child was only 6 years old, and the guy, they had the video going viral when he was taking the little girl to the hotel room. That was when the father was letting her, the father had custody of the child, and he was nice enough to let the mother see the child, even though he really was dead set against it. But he was nice to let her get the child, and that's when she sold the child for drugs and all of
Yep.
that. So it's the
Man,
truth.
that's
I mean,
sad.
some parents just don't give a shit, but there are
Right.
some parents, even when you fall out, they still love their kids. So,
Mhm.
we all have significant points, because it's the truth. And some parents don't give a damn about their children if they rot or not. But definitely my heart goes out to the Bryants. But at the end of the day, that is his wife, and the truth of the matter is, whatever she said at this point is gonna go.
Mhm.
They've been married
Right.
every bit of 10 plus years.
Yep.
The courts are going to go along with what she wants, and that's why I tell people, please be careful who you marry, because
Right.
if something tragic is to happen to you, guess what?
Mhm.
Your parents can't come in and save you, even if they know your wife ain't shit, even if they know your husband ain't shit. Guess what? When you in that grave, no one can overrule that husband or that wife. So
No.
Right.
that's why I tell people, be careful who you marry, because that person gets to choose if your lifeline, it could be, if the what they call that you're plugged up to, if you can get unhooked from the respirator, the
Mhm.
doctor is going to go to the spouse. They're not going to go to the mama. They're not going to go to the daddy. They're going to go to the spouse. So be careful who life you have, who life is in, your hand, how your life is in somebody else's hands, because when you
Right.
marry, that person decides everything. So unfortunately, at this point, if Vanessa feels any type of way about his family is pretty much out of goddamn gas. They won't even be able to get a damn t-shirt with
Yep.
Kobe name on it at this point, because she been married to that man for so long. She has all of his children. Kobe don't have no outside babies, so no no baby mama. None of that could come up and be like, yes, I need my percentage too. No, he didn't, So again, at this point, whatever Vanessa wants to do, everybody has to respect it and accept it, and it is what it is. There's
Right.
nothing no one can goddamn do at this point. But good
Mhm.
points, lady. Y'all made some very good points on that situation. So, um, big ups to rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. You definitely a legend,
Right.
regardless of what
And
type of issues you had with
that was
your family.
definitely.
But I will give him that. You were a damn good ball player.
Yes, he
You
was.
kept
I was a
yourself
big Kobe
clean.
Bryant fan. I'm not gonna lie. I was definitely. I
Exactly.
liked his
And
arrogance
besides
and his cockiness.
And
on
yeah,
the court.
and besides his little scandal, been a well-to-do man. I haven't heard anything about him negative since then. I ain't seen him posted up
I
with
didn't even believe
mugshots
that
for
scandal.
DUI, none of that. He laid low after that. You know what I mean? You ain't
But that
heard nothing
scandal,
else after that.
but
You
that
know,
scandal, but I understand. But yeah, to me, that scandal was false.
it
So,
was. That's
yeah.
what everybody was saying. The girl ended
Mhm.
up saying she lied about it, and that's when Gail King and all. Oh, girl, they just really
Mm.
exhausted me with
Yeah,
that.
I don't like,
That
and
just goes to
I agree
show
with
you.
you. I don't like how they're really tarnishing and dragging his legacy, even
Right.
though I have, from some of the evidence that I've seen, because I just pulled up some more evidence that seems sketchy, but I'm gonna just leave it alone, even though
It's
it was
sad.
all
It
really
just goes to
sketchy to
show
me.
you when God forbid the day you leave this earth, just be prepared. And to everybody, it's gonna be people that's gonna come out with all kind of lies on you, and
Yeah.
you're not gonna be here to defend yourself from your grave and say, "Hey, I didn't do that shit. I don't know what the
Right.
hell they're talking about." So just be prepared. That it just goes to show when the good Lord does decide to call you home, it's gonna be people that's gonna be lying on you and
Mhm.
saying, "Well, Ruby was this kind of person, and Kellz was this kind of person, and Mocha was this type of person."
Yeah, just to be
People are going to
talking.
tarnish your
Mhm.
character because you're not here to defend yourself. But I'm
Yeah,
like this: if you can't damn say it while I'm well and alive, then guess what? That shit is
right.
dead as
Because I
far as
felt
I'm
like,
concerned.
and then,
Mhm.
but let's be careful because the black woman will get mad because if they feel like we're supporting him.
Oh, girl,
You
yeah, I'm gonna have to take the parts out about Kobe because I'm gonna have some sisters coming up on here
Yeah,
acting
because
crazy.
I already got attacked because all I
Uh,
did was leave a comment. All I did was say,
yeah, a
"Rest
lot of
in
sisters
peace,
got
Kobe
mad.
Bryant and Gigi. Kobe Bryant, you it was an
Yeah, they mad
exceptional
because he
basketball
married a
player."
Mexican woman and knowing she gonna be left with all his royalties and everything. My thing is this: I don't give a damn if she black, white, Puerto Rican. This woman lost her husband and her child.
And I told him, I said,
Right.
at the end of the day, what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing what you're seeing. What I'm seeing is that a woman lost her daughter and her husband. That's
Exactly.
Right.
And let me tell you something. If she could let go of all that stuff to get her husband back, I guarantee you, if God came down and told her, "I'll make a deal with you. I'll give you back your husband and daughter, but you have to give her this mansion, you have to give her these cars," I guarantee you, she will let go all of that shit just to have her husband and stuff back. Because
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you something. That right there, people think money is everything till you in a position where you realize money can't solve stuff. Because
Yep.
at that point in time, she wasn't thinking about her mansion or her cars. She looking at the fact her husband gone, okay, and she got to come home to that big 9, 10 mansion house every day, knowing he's never walking back through that door. So
Right.
my thing is, I commend her for being a strong woman she is. For these people to be sitting up here talking reckless about my husband, and he dead and
right.
gone, he ain't here to commend himself. They're my daughters grieving and got to listen to the media making all kind of bad things about their father. It's ridiculous.
And
Nobody has no
the
clue
black
what this
women is
woman is going through.
attacking the black women
Mhm.
is attacking any black women that supports my.
Because most of them wish they had a Kobe. And
I
the truth of the
understand that.
matter is, a lot of them ain't qualified to be with a damn Kobe. So I don't even know why they in their feelings and getting mad with them because Kobe wasn't going to choose none of them. Half of them in Section A and living in the projects.
I just,
Mhm.
I wasn't mad that, I didn't give a damn about him marrying outside the race.
Right.
I don't care about a brother marrying outside of the race. That's his thing. I don't,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't, I don't do it for me, but that's his thing. He still was
Yeah.
an exceptional basketball player, and I didn't feel like I should have got attacked just because I said rest in peace, the greatest of all times. You was an exceptional basketball player. And I got
Mhm.
attacked off. How dare you show sympathy for a man who didn't even like black women?
Right.
That what they don't know. That man has dated several black women before he got with Vanessa. He dated Brandy, the singer. He been with other black women. When people connect with somebody they love, they just connect with somebody they love. Nothing we can do about
We
that.
don't have to justify that for him, okay? He
Well, at
loved
least she ain't white.
Right.
Like she ain't white.
who?
Well, at least she was a pretty Mexican woman. He didn't pick up one that
Right.
looked like she was in a trailer park somewhere.
I
I
don't.
mean, he
Right.
did step his game up. I mean,
I'm
and
saying.
but you know what I like about Vanessa too? All due respect, she was one of them wives. She stayed behind the scenes. I will give her that. She wasn't trying to be flamboyant and flashy with her husband. Like you get some of them, like Gabrielle Union, just got to be up Dwayne's ass like an enema, just on every red carpet event, just everywhere. Vanessa kind of she allowed her husband to shine. I will give her that.
Mhm.
She stayed in the
Mhm.
background. I never heard her doing no uh interviews and trying to be up in the cameras. She
Oh,
stayed in the back and she let her husband do her thing. So I get
like
that.
Aisha Curry.
Girl, you took the words right out my mouth.
Ooh, I
I
did
was
that.
just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that. I
Wait,
promise
mine
you.
stick alike.
She did you listen? Did you see that new photo that she did on
Yeah.
Instagram? Tell me what you think about that.
I think she lost her damn mind, but I get what she doing. I get what she doing.
She
You know what I'm saying?
she trying to keep the thoughts away. She trying to prevent her husband from being a thought magnet. That's what
So,
that
so she
is.
about to
When a
become.
woman
So she
doing all
about to
that
become a
extra,
thought magnet. So she about to
huh?
become. She's about to become a thought magnet,
She do,
trying to
but
keep
you know what? When I see a woman
listeners.
doing the most like that,
Bring
that
that.
that it's some problems brewing in that marriage because why you got to be all on top of your husband with a bikini on, and I think she tonguing him in the ear, something she was doing.
To get out of
It just was too
it.
much.
I think she wants to get out of. I mean, maybe she's like a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets or something. But I think that she wants to get out of that good girl image.
Mm.
I think she's doing the most. Well, ever since she did that interview and she said how she don't like when all kind of women be, when Steph be too friendly with women and stuff. I think she is so insecure about other women want her husband, even though he's truly proved that he's a simp. He
Right.
would never leave her any goddamn way.
I
But
know, right?
she's still trying to prove to the other women who she thinks can take him from her, and we know he's not going nowhere like netballs on some old ass jeggings. He's not going anywhere, but she wants to prove to the other women who she thinks wants her man that my husband is good. I'm giving him all of this. My husband is not deprived. I'm giving him everything he needs. It's all about trying to prove that she really, you know what I mean? Like her marriage is intact. Like her husband is not being deprived of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
and whenever I see a woman doing the most like that, you letting me know that there's some problems in the home front. You know what I mean? Because if you're really secure with your husband and y'all really in a good place, you're not going to be on Instagram where you know you're on top of him with a two-piece bikini on and you kissing all up over him. Girl, everybody know that's your husband. Everybody know you Miss Curry. So what is you trying to prove? We know that he's hitting it every night. Damn, y'all got 3 kids. So
Mm-hmm.
we know you giving him plenty of that, you know what I'm saying? So where all the extraness is coming from, you know what I mean? So and the whole bottom line is when you with a man like that of that status, that's why everybody can't be with a very successful man. There's a lot of pressure when you're with
Mm.
men that are that successful because you have to stay beautiful all the time because all these goddamn beautiful women, all these damn lined up in the goddamn lobby at the hotel,
Mm-hmm.
these thirsty thought tarts is hanging out in the goddamn at the lobby, waiting for him to when he finish a game, the sneaker pass and sneak and get into his hotel room. It's a lot of pressure because it's a lot of groupies out there. You know what I mean? So you have to look good all the time. You have to constantly sexually make sure you pleasing him because you know it's these thoughts out here, they ruthless. They don't have a problem with jeopardizing a woman's marriage. They don't have a problem with sleeping with somebody's man. It's a lot of pressure that comes along with it. That's why everybody's not built for it. But all the extra stuff she's doing, I just think it's a bit too much. If you and your husband got exotic photos and stuff, I mean, keep that shit in your iPhone. Don't be posting out on your Instagram. That's just something for you to look at. So when your husband is gone weeks at a time on his little camping trip, you can just kind of look and be like, oh yeah, me and him had some fun that other day. I can look at this and kind of reflect. You know what I mean? All that extra stuff that's just making your insecurities more evident
Mhm.
to me. That's what I'm thinking. But anywho, with that in mind, this is the next topic I want to talk to y'all about. Now, a lot of women, especially single mothers, this is a very touchy subject for single mothers. When I have addressed this in certain man cave channels, it's always the single moms who feel some type of way when I bring this subject up. Now, there
Because
was,
they take care of their kids. That's why
yeah, I mean,
they have
you
adults
know, like I
taking care of all them baby kids.
yeah, but all the drama with the baby kids. I mean, child support ain't on time.
That's because they never had a
If
job
they
to
child
begin
support.
with.
Uh, huh?
That's you when you said child support ain't on time. I was like, that's because he never had a job to begin with.
Yep. And we all know broke dudes are very fertile.
They make some
They'll
pretty
get you
babies.
pregnant just by looking at you.
Yeah, they make some pretty babies
we
too.
already They make pretty babies, but they be broke. Notice they don't work, but they sperm ain't never
I'm telling
unemployed. Be working.
you. I'm telling
That sperm work full time.
you. You know,
And broke dudes have
they
been
got a lot of
known to
energy.
produce multiple children.
They got a lot of
They,
energy
yeah,
and juices
all
for
that
not reason.
adrenaline because they don't work no goddamn well.
So everything should be operable.
They don't. Yeah, I mean, yes, and I would say it's the sisters, it's us. We're not making the best of decisions when it comes to choosing the children, the best decisions. And this particular female now, but it was a young lady who came out with a statement name of Kayla Nicole, tube sensation, and she basically
You're going in and out. Rubes.
Oh, it's not just me. Oh, I thought it was me.
Okay, so it's not just me.
No. Okay, Mocha, you're going in and out.
Oh, can she hear us?
No, because she's Borging. She's Borging too much at this point.
You hear us?
We're gonna have to wait till her internet catches up with us.
Okay.
It sounds like one of those weird like remixes of someone's voice, you know, when they try to make it into a song. Right, and then we just put in like kind of behind it, right, and it becomes this whole song. It's like a melody.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
Non-ratchet music.
Mocha?
Uh-oh. Damn. Okay. All right. So y'all really didn't like the last topic. Internet. Don't worry. We're done talking about Kobe. We promise.
Yeah.
Right?
My conspiracy hat antennas went down. Okay.
Yeah, right? You see what happened? You get too deep, and now Mocha's gone. They got her.
Oh, the aliens did not abduct our Mocha.
It's not the aliens, it's the government. They just knocked on her door. Excuse me, ma'am.
No, I don't want to go to no FEMA camp.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Y'all can't find me. I'm in Canada. They can find you anywhere. Don't get twisted.
I'm gonna go underground. You're not taking me to no FEMA camp.
Right, man. I should be on my laptop where I have a VPN. Pretend I'm in Mexico or some shit.
Oh no! Right?
Oh no!
I don't want to be tracked down because they might try to clone me.
Right. Okay. They already did. Well, actually, I guess technically they cloned her, which then created you. So,
the Canadian girl.
Yeah, you're already a clone. Do they clone the clone, or would they go back to the original? Just make another one of her.
They would actually clone the original, but that was so creepy, Rubes. You creeped me out when I opened it up. I felt like I was looking dead at me.
Right. I'm telling you, one day I'm gonna, take her picture and just use it as your display picture and see if anyone's like, you look different. I bet you no one will say a damn word. They'll just be like, oh, I like your hair like that. And that's gonna be it. Like,
you're not even the same person, but okay.
Yeah, no, it's so weird, and like, because she really like I said, she's older than you, but she looks like young for her age. She always has, and she acts young too. Like she acts like she really thinks she's in her 20s, 30s.
Oh my goodness! I mean, how old is she?
She was about 12, 13 years older than me, so she's in her 40s, maybe mid to late 40s.
Yeah, see, this is why men are saying that we're hitting the wall because we're looking better and better as we age. They mad. They like, no, she don't look that good at 40. Bitch, ain't nobody gonna want you. You at the wall.
Yeah, see, because that's the problem.
Look,
that
I'm gonna
that
marry.
used to be an equalizer, because it used to be like, you're going to get to like 32 and you start seeing yourself get run down, so before you lose it entirely you're ready to behave and start settling down. But now, man, you
Right.
could stretch that shit out to clear past menopause and still look 30. So
You know, and they hate that. They're like, hell no. That's why they came up with that wall thing. Like, don't nobody want to be with y'all when you 40. Well, I know a 45-year-old woman who got married. What's your point?
Right. Well, in all fairness, I gotta say, the wall is not a myth. There is a period of time that eventually, the problem is the age. It's not 35, but there is a period of time a woman hits this place, and then literally she goes from looking young and beautiful and youthful to you got old real fast. Like it's like it happened overnight almost. Like what the hell happened to your face? It gets a little bit, just a little bit rougher to look at. It's not quite as soft and full and pretty as it once was, right? So, like, I mean, it happens. It's just, you're no longer limited to the first like 30 years of life anymore. And now it's happening. It's more like you're limited to the first, 50 years of life. And that's only if you don't find extra stuff as a black woman, because, like black don't crack. But I mean, between, tretinoin, retin-A, that's literally what actually, de-age your face, and then Botox surgeries. Like, man, we could push you a fair amount. I'm just saying. Oh, wait a minute. Mocha, can you hear us?
Girl, I had got kicked out. Now, how the hell somebody get kicked out their own goddamn
I
show?
was thinking
Now,
that.
how the hell my internet booted me out? Now I'm supposed to be doing the goddamn evicting. The internet gonna evict me. How the hell I go? How you evict the goddamn landlord? I
Right?
got a girl. I'm like, what the hell? I said, I don't see Ruby. I don't see. I said, where my girls went at? Girl, it just froze up. I said, what the hell? I'm like, I know I paid my internet on time this month because they get automatic payments. So it come out my account
Mine
like
the same
boom.
way.
So
Mine
I'm
the
like, I
same
don't know
way.
what the hell child buy. That's messed up. Me and you two have to have a long talk.
Right?
Because this is just not right. You don't evict the damn landlord now. Come on. I'm not a tenant. I'm the damn landlord and I got evicted. But yeah. Anyhow, thank y'all for keeping it going because I didn't know what the hell had happened. Girl,
Oh,
I
no
was just
problem.
Us either.
yeah, I didn't know what happened. So where y'all had left off at? I know he was talking about the statement that the young lady made about how it's too many bastard children being produced.
Oh,
Oh
we didn't
gosh.
really actually. I don't think we got into the fact like what the
Oh, you
statement
know
was.
what?
We just started
I
introducing it.
think it froze up because all that time when I
Yeah.
was talking, I don't think y'all heard me. It
No.
had locked up on me by then. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was the next question I was going in. I was going into talking about the controversy when Kayla Nicole brought up bastard children.
Mhm.
Now, when we hear the word bastard children, single mothers get very offended by this term.
Mhm.
Hmm.
They quit to get offended. But a bastard child is a child that has been conceived outside of a marriage.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So the majority of the black population has bastard children. Okay. It is what it is. There's nothing to get offended about. And that's what she was saying. She caused controversy. YouTube star Kayla Nicole caused controversy online after stating that 70% of African Americans birth children out of wedlock and they need to stop.
Mhm.
She mentioned 70% of Black people in American children are born out of wedlock. She made arguments about having a two-parent household and securing something before having a child. Um, she posted, this was her hashtag, 70% of African American children are born out of wedlock. Please break the cycle of making bastards. Oh, I know that I heard a lot of single mothers. Oh, ouch.
Mhm. I mean,
Make
what's the
marrying
problem?
a traditional belief again. I ain't see nothing wrong with it,
I don't
but
see nothing wrong with
apparently
the comment.
a lot of people got offended. But it's the majority of these single moms. I mean, even in the chat room, a couple of times I went into a man cave when I've been on Red Show, I've been on a couple other shows. I go in the chat room and I talk about how these single mothers they need to stop having all of these children. Now, you made one mistake that happened once. Okay, I guess I can give you a pass.
Mhm.
Two, three, four, five more times. Come on now. And I'm starting to notice that it's being celebrated. I don't know if y'all been noticing, but I'm hearing I live in the South, and it's becoming a tradition where a lot of single mothers are having baby showers. by themselves. They will get dressed up. They will go all out their way, buying renting a building and buying a cake and all of that just to celebrate having a child on their own.
Well,
They
see,
get dressed up and do all of that stuff, and ain't no husband nowhere in the picture. But yeah, go ahead.
and there was never no husband. See, they getting all that. They getting their ideas from Love and Hip Hop. You know how
Mm.
Erica and Safari had their baby shower with the big old cake and a big old hall, and it was a huge event. They trying to
Mm-hmm.
copy the Love and Hip Hop, you know, stars.
Mm.
That's
It
what the
is. And you know what it is? It's to make up for the absence of the father. That's their way of compensating. Okay, even though I don't have the baby daddy, if I just throw this baby shower, all my friends will come. Everybody buy me gifts. Everything that the father should be doing, that she'll get everybody else to do that. They'll bring the gifts. They'll buy the clothes. They'll buy the whatever the baby needs to make up for the father not really
Okay, well,
being
the
there.
baby is good for the first month. What about the second month?
Exactly.
You know they grow
To
for
me,
a month.
baby showers, that's what a lot of women don't understand about baby showers. It's only a quick boost. After eventually you're still gonna have to buy clothes, you're still gonna have to buy diapers, you're still gonna have to buy baby formula. It's on you from there. It is on you. Nobody's not coming around and checking on little Pookie and little Ray Ray no more. Nobody cares. The excitement wears off. When you first pregnant, people care, oh, how many months are you? What you gonna name it? After that, nobody gives a damn anymore, especially when it's just you by yourself. And I'm starting to notice it's becoming an ongoing trend. We're having a lot of single mother baby showers. You know, they're putting together these big old venues, and I see it all the time on Facebook. They posting all of these pictures of their baby shower, posting a cake, posting the gifts, posting these pictures, but I don't see the father nowhere in the picture.
Yeah, you're not going to see the father because there was a pump and dump.
A pump and go like a gas station.
A straight
just,
pump and
just
dump.
exactly. A lot of that
And
goes
he
on.
got and he got so lost in that good gushy, he slipped.
Yep, exactly. And I notice over time, especially if they be on Facebook regularly or social media, they will always constantly just post pictures of the child and rarely the father because he's not there. They will always post pictures of the baby. Oh, look at Kyla with her clothes on, and oh, look at so and so with her hair done. You have to keep posting pictures constantly about the child because really you know you already cheated that child because you gave that child a father who's not really a father. So your only way of not feeling bad about it is you have to keep bragging about the child or keep acknowledging the child because you already know that man is not really going to be there. Or if the father does come around, they'll take that one little picture and they'll post it on Facebook really quick because they don't want nobody to think that the child don't have a damn daddy. So
Yeah.
he
They'll be
comes
like,
over
yeah,
there.
that's my baby daddy.
Yeah, they'll go in there and they'll post one little picture, and you can tell he don't come around that much because it'll be a whole another 3 months before she posts another picture of his ass on there. You will not see
No,
him
she would
post no
definitely
more
see him.
pictures.
Baboka, she would definitely see him around income time.
Oh yeah, income time. Let me
Income
tell you
tax
something.
time. So
I see a lot of big girls getting booed up. I ain't trying to be
I
funny.
said, I said,
I said, what in the world is going
I
on?
see
I'm
some
seeing these dudes being lovey-dovey with these plus size females. I'm like,
looking like
what
the
is
number
in the
10.
air? Girl, I'm telling you, this chick was built like 2 hours in Walmart. And this dude was just all over her. I mean,
She must be getting
I
back
said,
6 G's.
girl, that's what I said that rapid refund, honey, he was all over her.
I bet he
I'm like,
was.
this dude is so glad he ain't got to pay no rent for the next couple of months. I
Mhm.
said, look at him, girl. That
These men
income
be
tax
out,
got them going crazy.
these men be out here selling their ass too.
Yeah. That's what I said. What in the world is going on? I just remember I said, you know what? Oh, it's income tax. I just filed my taxes today. I do mine on my own. I don't even
Me
go to
too.
H&R Block or
I
none of
do.
them because them jokers be wanting $300-$400.
Yeah,
I
I
want
know.
all my money. I work for everything. I
I
don't want
tell you,
y'all
Mocha,
getting
I
one
file my
dime.
own taxes. I don't pay for nobody to do
I've
that.
been
I do that.
stopped. Yeah, I've been filing my own. The last 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
I use that damn TurboTax because
So
they
do
ask you the
I.
same goddamn questions that H&R Block gonna ask you.
Yep.
How many dependents you have? What's the social security
The
number?
same
Hell, I
shit
can
that
do
I
that
put
my
on there
damn self.
last year, put it on there
That's
this
what
year.
I'm saying. I can do that my damn self. I'm
For
paying y'all
real.
to ask simple questions that I can answer on my own. I'm like, I'm not sitting up there paying child by, but yes, it's definitely some love in the air because people is getting them rapid refunds, honey, and them
Mhm.
direct deposits. I'm telling you, girl, let me tell you something. Black people do not know how to act when they get some income tax. Girl, I cannot go to Kerry Hilliard's without the damn parking lot being full.
Ooh, the
Everywhere I go
parking lot about
now,
to
the
get
parking lot
the
be
car,
full.
the car lot's parking lot is about to be
Girl, the
full.
call outs be full. Girl, the hair store is full.
Oh,
All
they
the
it's gonna be some
buffets are
Brazilian
full.
weed flowing
Girl,
this
yes.
spring.
Girl, yes. The buffets are full. I mean, the dollar store be packed up. I can't go to the mall and get my damn Cinnabon without
Mm,
all the goddamn parking lots being full. Girl, black folks
you
do
got
not know
Uber
how to
down
act when
there.
they get them damn taxes, bro. I'm telling you, they going all out, paying for a hotel room and doing all kind of stuff. Then a month from now, half of their cars getting repoed. That's why I always go to the pawn shop around March or April because by then
Hmm.
everybody that who done spent all the income tax money, they have to pawn half of the stuff they done bought because they broke by then.
Yep.
So I always go to the pawn shop around April and May. That's when I buy a TV. I don't look for no TV right now. I wait for people to mess up and get their stuff repoed, and they got to pawn their stuff, which is
Hmm.
around March, April, and May. I go to the pawn shop. I get some nice TVs. I bought a nice Xbox One that's
Okay.
$400. I got it out the pawn shop for like a buck 20 because half of them who done they done blew their income tax now. They don't have to sell back. They don't have to pawn off the stuff they done paid for. You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying? So it works for me. So I'm not gonna get my TV when I get my taxes. I'm
Oh
gonna
no,
wait
oh mine's in
till
the bank. I'm investing that in
mhm.
building something. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, say like I decide I want to get my real estate license. I'll take some of that money and get my real estate license, or say like I want to go in ahead and start this foreclosure cleaning business. I'll use that to start my foreclosure cleaning business. But as far as anything else, I throw that in the bank and leave it there.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't like I said, income tax ain't nothing but a gimmick. What a lot of black folks don't realize is they intentionally make everything high around income tax season because they know we are the first to go
Right.
running up and buying everything. They know exactly what they be doing. Them call outs, you don't be getting those specials like you think. All the stuff they swear they getting on special, they swear they getting on discount is it's all a gimmick because these people are smart. They know within a couple of months they're gonna be able to take that stuff right back from them and sell it right back.
I've seen that too last year. I've seen, because, I did the same thing last year. I held on to my taxes. I was like, I ain't about to blow that. But I've seen some cars getting repoed by the time
Yeah,
April.
it's just yeah. It's just real about you can't let them couple of thousands fool you and make you believe. Now, another thing around tax season, people be wanting to break up with people too. Because now you don't need him for no rent the next couple of months. Now you're ready to get rid of him. I noticed that too. Some of these females, when they get their taxes, they be wanting to put these niggas out the house. They be wanting to put
That's
them out
terrible.
because you've been sick of this fool all year long, you know, bringing you problems, aggravating you. 1 minute wanting to help pay the rent, next minute he don't want to pay the rent. He home, he cheating, doing all kind of stuff out of pocket. Now that you got your income tax season, you ready to boot him out because now you got enough income tax where you can at least pay your rent up for 6 months. Now, what you gonna do after you done put him out and all the money gone? I don't know what you're gonna do then. But tax season got a lot of people really acting out of pocket. But
It really
yeah,
do.
girl, it's just one of them
It really
things.
do.
It just got black folks acting crazy. Now with this bastard children thing, she posted some more comments. What's her name? Kayla Nicole. She posted some more comments. She said nothing is wrong with not wanting to be a statistic. The fuck I look like feeling bad for wanting better and speaking on something so disappointing. You can't knock me when I stand for what I believe, especially when it's right.
Mm-hmm.
Won't belittle my standards because y'all are part of what I'm preaching against. Wow.
I might get some backlash, but I agree with everything she just
Yeah,
said.
I agree. Kids in my generation need to wise up. We got to become the leading, better adults, and we will. Kay, I'm not a dick. I'm sorry to have offended you by saying bastards, but I'm not sorry for simply informing y'all on something a lot of people run away from talking about. I'll say it again without the disrespectful term, but I ain't changing my mind. Marry first, marry healthy. And you not being a married mother doesn't make me higher in value of you or less in validation to human. At least you married first. Divorce or separated, you did the responsible adult thing, which is how it should be. I'd rather be an ex-wife than a forgotten baby mama.
I mean, I be trying to tell this young generation, you guys are just
Yep.
y'all just doing any old thing. Marriage is a solid foundation.
It truly is. And
You
what a
know.
lot of and I see like for instance my daughter, she has a little girlfriend that's up with her, and my daughter's 18, so her girlfriend is her friends around the same age, and already she's a mother of two,
Mm.
and she didn't get a chance to finish even graduating high school yet. She didn't get a chance to finish that. She had to drop out before her senior year, so she didn't get to go to the senior prom like a young woman should have been able to have the privilege to do. She didn't experience that. She didn't experience getting to pick out her prom dress. She didn't experience getting to fill out her college applications. All of that is out the door. And the young man that she's pregnant from, he's actually an inmate in
Of
one of
course
my
it is.
facilities. As he's actually
What?
in one of my he's actually in one of my wings. He's an inmate inside the area where I am assigned to work at, and he is basically in there for shooting at a woman. He shot at her, and even though she didn't die from the bullet, she's in critical condition. So if this woman was to pass,
He's
and
good.
he could basically end up being charged with murder. But right now, even with the assault, it's still not looking good for him, and he already has three other children besides the two that they have together. So this young man is already a recipe for disaster. And the problem with a lot of these young black women today, they don't have enough knowledge and wisdom to know what to look for in choosing a father for their children. They're not wise in that. And a lot of that is our fault because of these older black women that are not schooling their daughters. They're not sitting down with them. And then a lot of things is a lot of older black women, they're not preaching, they're not living the lifestyle they should live in front of their young black daughters. You up here telling your daughter she need to go to school, she need to get her a good man, but yet they see Willie D, he laying up on your sofa every night with no goddamn job. They seeing Willie driving your car and burning your gas out, seeing Willie hoeing on you, lying to you, and you won't get rid of Willie. You won't put Willie out. So it's a lot of young black women that have black mothers that are living very hypocritical lifestyles in front of them. They preached
Mhm.
one thing, but then they do something else. Or either they follow the trend because their mama don't make them think that it's wrong. One thing about my mom, she let me know the way she was living was not right, and she wanted me to, she taught me to go against what she did. She said don't have more than one child father like I did, don't have all of these children like I had all of y'all. She did not try to color the struggle of being a single mom in front of me like it was okay. She didn't say, oh, it's okay, girl, you get you some stamps, you can get you some child support. She did not glamorize being a single mother in front of me. And I think the problem with the black community is it's a lot of black women out here, they're glamorizing the struggle of being a single mom.
Yeah, they really is. They're making it seem like, oh no, you could be a single mom, you could do it by yourself, blah blah blah. The government welfare and WIC and all that, you could get all that. You get food stamps, you get government assistance, you get Medicaid. All taxpayers got to pay for you to have all these kids, and you're not even going to try to go back to school, at least online, to get some kind of degree to better yourself. You're just going to live off of taxpayer dollars for what? years and
Mm-hmm.
years and years and years. So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't see how that struggle is glamorized. It looks trashy. And I wish young women will see from, instead of listening, see for yourself. Is that how you envision yourself? Is this how you want your life
Mm-hmm.
to be? You want to be a single mom with 3 kids, WIC, you know, food stamps, and government
Mm-hmm.
assistance, taxpayers. You living off of taxpayer dollars. It's not you know, a decent way of life. You can't really do too much. Section 8, housing, and all that. Like, this is your way of life. This is how you really want to live, or do you want to be self-sufficient and be a career woman and try to make 6 figures?
Yeah, and
So
Okay.
then
that you could
think
travel the world, and then
exactly.
a man can like wait. He could wait. Just go get a career and make sure that you could take care of you.
Yeah, okay, but
Exactly.
I,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say here's the thing though, right?
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
no one's creating these babies in a vacuum by themselves, right? 17,
Yep.
16-year-old, 15-year-old, they're not thinking they're going to
No.
the sperm bank to go create babies so they can be single mothers, right? So
Yeah.
even no, doesn't matter how much whether your mom glamorizes shit or not, right? You didn't think you're gonna be like her. You thought this one's really gonna stick around, right? And so when he got screwed over and you figured out, oh, you were just a midnight bone, well, you got to make the best of the situation, because that's what we do. We don't sit there and cry and show our pain and show our weakness. We pretend like everything's all cool, and we lie to ourselves so many times we start even believing the lie ourselves. So I'm good. I am convinced that the majority of these women who are walking around pretending like this was their plan all along were devastated when they figured out this was the only plan they had. But I want to say this about it, because see, the reason why, because think about it, if it was really the case that everyone was cool with this, no one would give a shit about whatever wording you used. It would be like, hell yeah, that's what we're doing, right? Yeah, hell yeah, our babies
Mm-hmm.
are bastards. That's what I wanted. No one wanted that. That's why it hurts. That's why it cuts down to the bone, because no one really wanted it. Um, and
Mm-mm.
and since no one
Mm-hmm.
actually really wanted it, right? Then we got to look at, okay, well, again, babies aren't being made in a vacuum, but we don't shame the fathers of the of all these babies. We really don't, if you think about it, right? We're shaming the mothers. Mostly because the mothers are stuck with the baby in their womb, so they can't be like, it wasn't me, right? Clearly
Mm-hmm.
it was you. But also because it tends to be, by and large, whether they're good or bad or indifferent, it tends to be the mother that's stuck. You're the one who's stuck there. So when you conceive this baby and he said he's going to be around, and you guys had this grand magical plan to get married and blah blah blah, and then it didn't work out because at 8 months you got fat and miserable and didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
have sex no more, and he said, I don't really like this life after all, and he left. And you didn't expect to be alone because you thought yours was going to be the fairy tale life. Okay, now
Mm-hmm.
what, right? Or now you're stuck with a 3 month old. Neither of y'all slept in 3 months, and you said, this isn't the life I thought I was going to have. And he bounces. Now what? Right? Well, one of y'all is going to be stuck with the baby. He didn't take the baby with him. So now what? So I think, there is obviously a problem with our planning skills, a problem with our reality, because we don't understand what love, true love, looks like. We think love is a feeling instead of an action. We think commitment is a feeling instead of an action. And this is
Mm-hmm.
coming from both sides of this divide of this equation, right? Because you think about shotgun marriage time, when that was the option you had. Oh, you got my daughter pregnant, well, guess you're getting married at 14, right? Like, they didn't care, right? And I'll stand behind you with the shotgun, because either you marry my daughter or I shoot you in the head, but those are your two options. So
Mm-hmm.
and then what happened? You weren't happy. Well, do you want to risk the shotgun, or do you want to see if you can make marriage work, right? Like, it was basically a threat that was coming from outside. It was coming from society, forcing dumb teens to continue being responsible until they figured it out themselves, right? We don't have those outside influences anymore. So, and yeah, we talk about the single mothers glamorizing it for, their young kids, but I'm talking about overall. We do not have a societal pressure that is forcing kids stupid, irresponsible kids to be responsible until they figure it out for themselves on both sides of this
Mm-hmm.
equation. Two people made this baby. That means two people just created a lifelong problem for themselves, both of them. And we aren't holding them accountable, right? We're saying, well, why aren't you holding yourself accountable? Because they're 16. 16-year-olds don't hold themselves accountable for anything. Of course they don't, right? And
Right.
so it's like, okay, we see that there's this problem. We keep saying that the 16-year-old should be fixing it for themselves, but we don't think they're responsible enough to vote. We don't think they're responsible enough to have sex with whoever they want. We don't think they're responsible enough to do all kinds of things. But we think that if they don't hold themselves accountable for life in parenting, well, then it's their personal failure. Even though we've already acknowledged
Mm.
the fact that they don't have adult like responsibility or adult like judgment, which is why we don't allow them to be adults in any facet of life, right? So then it comes down to, okay, well, since we know they're coming from maybe a stock that is also irresponsible, and then we go, well, it's on their parents to have done that to them or not. And so since their parents didn't do it, not my problem. Okay, well, here's the thing. We're now allowing this perpetual cycle to continue. We can take away baby showers all we want. We can take away little
Mm-hmm.
frills all we want. I don't think it's going to overall change a lot,
No, it's not.
right?
Mm-mm.
Until that pressure
Mm-mm.
from outside starts coming societally and we start holding both parties accountable and we literally put our foot in their asses until they figure it out for themselves that, oh, well, too bad, so sad. This is what life is about. Right? Marriage is commitment, period. Life is commitment, period. Parenting is commitment, period. This is just going to keep going and going and going and going, right? Like, there's no way. I don't care if it's son or daughter. That's exactly what would be happening. Foot up ass. You created this problem for yourself. So your lifelong solution is for you to be a good parent now and do better apparently than I did. Because if I did better, you wouldn't be in this situation, would you? You know what I mean? And I would be meeting with the little boy's father or parents, or the little girl's parents, and we would be making a game plan that wasn't we're raising the kid, but no, how do we put our foot up these kids' asses to make them accountable for their own decision every day of their lives? You know, not in a penalizing way as much as it is what it is kind of way. You know, it's like we've got to change the tactic because I don't think shaming is helping and I don't think celebrating is helping. You know, we got to have something else.
Mm-hmm. That's again, I totally agree. I just really think that it's unfortunate that there's a lot of black women that they are totally lost in the sauce. They have confined themselves to the struggle. They've confined themselves to
Mm-hmm.
it, and and I know a lot of them are not going to be woman enough to admit that, you know what, I regret the decision I made. I really wish I would have gave my child a family
Mm-hmm.
instead of just having that child because I was, lonely, or I want to trap the dude, or I was trying to get benefits, because it does catch up. What a lot of men don't realize is that they see the other side of it and they feel like the woman is really benefiting. But she
Mm-hmm.
finds out in the long run how much she's not benefiting, especially when it grits hit the fan. When all hell breaks loose, you have one child that's sick, you have another child that's having problems in school, you don't have no support, nobody won't help you with your children, you got to work 2 3 jobs because the child support ain't enough, the food stamps ain't enough, you got to meet with these people every 6 months to be certified and get your food stamps. They want to be in your business, you got to produce your income, you got to produce your receipts. These single mothers, they're not living the glam life like they pretend. They actually have put themselves in a deeper hole, because the more children that you have, the more of a financial debt, because a child is a bill. Rather, I don't care how people look at it, a baby is a goddamn bill. Yes, they are a blessing, but they are a goddamn bill. When these suckers come here out of your womb, you are responsible for that child. You have to
Mm-hmm.
take care of that child. Having a baby is the easy part. The challenge comes in at when you have to pay these medical bills. These children need clothes, these children need food, and these men, unfortunately, they can choose if they want to be there or not. And that's our fault, because of the fact that we make it to where these men don't have to be committed to us. For one, they're not our husbands.
Mm-hmm.
For one, they didn't sit down and agree to have these babies with us. We chose to do it on our own and hope that they step in and hope that they be there, especially if you had that child through deceitful means. You lied to him and made him think you was on something, even though he should have been responsible and protected himself. But you, as a woman, that's your body. It is not a man's responsibility to make a woman protect her body. You have to do that because at the end of the day, we're the ones left holding the bag. That man could get tired and say, "I'm not. I don't want to be a father to the child, even though he's wrong." But guess what? He got the right to do that. As a woman, we can't walk away from our responsibilities. We can't. I mean, we can. You can leave that child at a hospital and keep going and never look back. But for the most part, the weight is going to be on us. So I totally agree with this young lady that it's too many of us as black women. It's the black generation in itself. We're producing too many bastard children. We're just having children to feel validated. And I strongly believe, this is my opinion, I think a lot of women, some of these women out here, they keep having children because it gives them a sense of accomplishment, like they've accomplished something. It makes them feel like they are achieving something. They feel like they have won at something. And then when it gets hard or their back is against the wall, they lashing out on the world. They having attitudes. They being overly emotional because they're overwhelmed. They got too much stuff on their plate.
You know what though, too,
Yeah.
Mocha? Is here's
Mm-hmm.
the thing. It's kind of like when people are, put down welfare queens and whatever, and then they go, yeah, but I watched my mama work 3 jobs and can't get us out of the hood. Right? So what the hell am I working for to make more money than my mom makes working 3 jobs that she's been at for 20 years? Right? So I think sometimes too we got to recognize that like a lot of these people are also coming from situations where if there was a situation where people get married before they have children, the circumstances don't end up looking so different. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in,
Mm-hmm.
who cares whether you had the baby in wedlock or not if the end result is a single mother anyway? Right? Because
Mm-hmm.
our divorce rate is also so high. Who cares if the end result is oh, you had a child in wedlock when you're married to some ain't shit dude. He ain't about to do anything except drink and spend your money. He doesn't even raise the kids, and he only pays attention to y'all when he's mad at you. That's parenting for a father. See, a lot of people don't understand the value of a husband or a value of a father if it's in a functional context. They really don't because they've never seen it. So to them, what's the difference? What's the difference of waiting until you're 30 versus not? Because honestly, they don't know anyone who's waited till they're 30 something and then gotten married, found the right one, blah, blah, blah. And everyone they know who's not had kids before they were 30, their life's not so much better than the one who had a baby at 14 or 15. Right, so their experience is so limited to like a 5 block radius that they honestly don't know anything else, right? And everything that they hear is different. That's like some other, it might as well be on a different planet, right? Like it doesn't seem like it applies to them. It doesn't seem like it applies to their stock or to their community or to people who were born and raised like them. Like they don't think that it applies to them. So I think that they really don't have a real understanding that this is really a thing that is making a difference and can be different. Your life can be different than this. It doesn't have to be the reality is one way or the other. It doesn't even matter. Having children is just a miserable kind of single mother experience, no matter how you try, no matter how you started, no matter how late you wait till, so on and so forth. And so it's like, I don't know. They don't have that message. So since they don't have that message, well, shit, might as well own the narrative then, right? Might as well, because what difference is it going to make? And see, it's the
Mm-hmm.
ones, because people like from, say, you're from upper middle class and you get pregnant out of wedlock at any age, especially in your young youth, you're full of shame, you're full of fear, you're full of all the things you should be full of, right? Because this is a bad thing, because you understand that life can be not this. You understand that you could, all your dreams just went up in smoke because you had dreams. You understand your
Hmm.
whole future went up in smoke because you had a future. You understand that the dream of being like your parents who got married and did this and this and this before having kids, and that all went up in smoke, and you're devastated because it can exist. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you convince them to want to do better and be better if they've never seen better, and even when they see better, they don't think it applies to them?
Yeah, that's you definitely you said definitely a mouthful. I don't think these women are ever going to get it. It's just going to keep going. They're not going to learn from it. They're not going to learn until they hit a place. They really hit rock bottom, and they look back and reflect on the decisions that they made and realize, you know what, I shouldn't have put myself in this situation. And usually it happens when these children really start going in bad directions. Their sons start getting locked up and incarcerated in the system. Now their daughters are repeating the same mistakes they made. They having 3 and 4 kids at a time. When they start seeing their children pretty much make poor choices, the regret starts to sink in. Then, like, you know what? I really wish I could have done things different. I really wish I could have done things better. But until it gets to that point, they're going to continue to keep doing exactly what they're doing. But for the most part, all of us here are on the same key that there are too many women that are having children out of wedlock. They're striving to be baby mamas and not wives. They rather just have children and not have a family. So that's basically at the end of the day, we've all drawn a conclusion that as women, we need to strive to build families instead of just having children. But they're going to keep doing it or whatever. A lot of these sisters, they done got complacent with depending on the system. And basically the system has taken the place of a husband. The system gives them food on the table, and that's something the husband should be doing. The system provides them with housing, and that's something the husband should be doing. The system provides them with finances, and that's something the husband should be doing. So the system has taken the place of husbands, and that's the reason why the majority of these women are not even striving to come out of that situation. They already got the system doing everything for them. So that takes care of that subject. And the last subject I wanted us to speak upon before we wrap things up, I wanted us to talk about YouTube content creators that over abuse loyalty. There's a lot of content creators on YouTube that are doing very successful. They're doing successfully well with their channel. A lot of them have been doing their that have been progressing and been getting a lot of subscribers. The channels are still striving. And a lot of them had some setbacks. A lot of them lost some channels and had to start from scratch. Channels got flagged and channels got doxxed. Some of these content creators, they rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, caused a lot of people to put their information out, put their pictures out, put up old criminal records of theirs. Just all type of things. So a lot of these content creators have done. Some of it wasn't their fault. In many cases, a lot of it was their fault. Some of these content creators, they make themselves a target because they don't know how to treat people. They don't know how to treat people who they no longer deal with. And it's just a whole lot that are going on that are going on with these YouTube content creators in the black sector. And the thing about it is, a lot of these content creators, they start off doing really well. They start off doing panels with people who are very loyal to them. They start off building friends, bonding with people through social media, and the channel starts off pretty strong. But of course, overall, some of these content creators, the ego gets the best of them to the point to where they start mistreating folks on their panel. They start mistreating their subscribers. And what tends to happen is a lot of their subscribers are the people who used to be on their panels and channels that used to rock with them. They basically turn on them and they start dealing with other people. And in many cases, they deal with people who used to deal with them or people who have become foes or enemies to the people who used to be on the panel with. And a lot of it comes from the fact that a lot of these YouTube content creators, they are over abusing their loyalty because they know they have people that rock hard for them. They know they got subscribers that rock hard for them. They know they have people in their movement that rock hard for them. And it's just very sad that a lot of these content creators, they're not understanding when people walk away from them, when people stop rocking with them, when people unsubscribe from them, it doesn't dawn on them that there is something wrong that they are doing. They automatically don't think they're at fault. They think something is wrong with the subscriber if the subscriber unsubscribes from them. Something is wrong with a person if a person no longer wants to do panels with them, no longer wants to share platforms with them, because it just comes a point in time where some of these content creators, their egos start to increase once their fan base increases. It just they get become egotistical. They have attitudes. Now they feel like they could talk to people any kind of way. Now they feel like they could say anything they want to say because now they got a little audience. They got a little fan base now. So now that their ego is getting stroked and people are rocking with them and people are subscribed to them, now they feel like they can say and do what they want and not have to take another person's feelings into consideration. So my question is to you ladies, do you think that some of these YouTube content creators are abusing their loyalty, especially to people that are part of their movement, that do panels with them? Have y'all experienced ever being loyal to a content creator, having that content creator to turn on you or to mistreat you? What is y'all intake on these content creators abusing their loyalty?
I think
Well,
a lot of them don't know what loyalty means.
yeah, their
Um,
loyalty is
Yep.
way they have different definitions of loyalty.
mhm,
Everybody's definition of loyalty is not the same.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, see, the thing is, for example, right, we all know that loyalty doesn't mean agreeing with everything I agree, no matter what I say, and hating everyone I hate, and liking everyone I like, and going everywhere I tell you to go, and not going anywhere I tell you not to go, right? That's not loyalty. That's that's a completely different thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of these people are starting to get into that mindset. It's even more than an echo chamber now. It literally is. You have to pretty much, like, whatever they think, whoever they are, whatever they're about, whatever, you got to be about those things. If you're not 100% with them, you are against them. Right? And they don't even understand that. And so that tells you these are like broken people who don't understand what real relationships are even about. So I can't imagine that they have healthy relationships anywhere, let alone forget YouTube subscribers. I don't think they have healthy relationships in the real world, period. Right? Because these are exactly the men we were talking about earlier. For example, the ones who feel the need to walk into a house every day and go, I'm the man. The man is home, and I'm the man of the house. And you know them, the man, so you better bow because I'm the man. Right? They're those people because they don't understand that those things are supposed to just come naturally. These just people
Mm-hmm.
feel at attention when you walk in. When they see you, they smile and they're happy to see you. The loyalty isn't about the fact that your wife never looks at another man in the eyes ever again. The loyalty is in the fact that she could look anyone in the eyes. It doesn't matter because she's only got the right kind of eyes for you, and you can tell the difference, right? And so I think it's the same issue we're going to be talking about here. It comes down to these people who are insecure. I wouldn't even say narcissistic, because narcissists think that they are the shit. They are the greatest shit ever in life. Right? Whereas I think the people we're talking about, they're not narcissists because they're that insecure. They actually believe that they're worthless entirely. Right, which is why they need you to constantly tell them they're right, constantly tell them they're
Yep.
special, constantly tell them that, you know what I mean, every move they make is right, because they can't take the littlest bit of disagreement, because otherwise you're confirming their worst fears, which is that they ain't shit, they ain't about shit, they ain't ever gonna be
Yep.
anything but shit. Yeah.
Not only
Mm-hmm.
that, Mocha. What I've also experienced myself is being a day one supporter to somebody's channel, and then
Mm-hmm.
when they start getting new people coming over to
Mm-hmm.
support their channel, their whole narrative change.
Mm. Yep, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Right, but then you're the crazy one for noticing that all of a sudden they believe something wildly different from what they did before, and when you call them out on it, you're
Exactly.
wrong. Like, wait, what?
Exactly. The whole
Mhm.
what they didn't believe in at first, and what they really wasn't supporting at first, they now are like hardcore believing in it and supporting it now,
Mhm.
and kind of
Mhm.
letting their new subscribers disrespect the day ones
Oh
Mm,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
mm,
by by
right.
by
Right.
inviting them to panels so that they could, speak their mind, so they can have good conversation, and only to have they
Mhm.
people ridicule.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I see it. You're right. I see that too often. A lot of these content creators, they day ones that who was with them from the beginning when they started their journey and only had 20 subscribers. Them jokers
Hmm.
get 20,000 subscribers. It seems like the bigger the subscriber, the bigger the ego. The ego
Mhm.
Hmm.
start getting in the way. They start smelling themselves. Now they feel like you're
Now,
discardable.
now you're compromising your integrity just to have a big audience. So I don't rock like that.
Mhm.
So you could take your
Mhm.
platform and take it all the way to the left.
Mhm.
Exactly. And
Mhm.
exactly. And that's not only for those who are on the panel. What a lot of you guys have to realize as subscribers, a lot of these content creators, they think that they own you.
Mm.
And the reason I say that is because if this is my platform and I'm over it and I'm telling you who I don't rock with, who I don't like, who I don't vibe with, and I catch you in somebody's chat room who I don't like, or I catch you on somebody's platform who I don't like, the moment I see you fraternizing
Hmm.
with somebody that I don't like, I'm automatically consider you disloyal. And a
Hmm.
lot of you subscribers are not understanding that. A lot of these content creators, they really think they have ownership over you. So when you sit up there and you tell these content creators, I'm loyal, I'm your fan, I'm down by law, I'm part of your movement, I agree with your movement, and that content creator is peeping in the bushes on one of their enemies' territory because the truth of it's a lot of people who be trolling. These
Mhm.
content creators act like they don't be trolling.
Hmm.
They be on everybody else's platform. Don't let these people think because they got special graphics in their videos or they act like they above trolling. That's what I'm saying. Don't let these content creators fool you that they are above trolling. Like they would never stoop that low. I'm so big. I got almost 200,000 subscribers. I ain't got time to worry about people on what another person doing. They believe me, they are watching.
Yep.
And I've seen subscribers get chewed out by a content creator because that content creator saw them hanging out in a chat room. Now, the bottom line with somebody who they don't like. Now, the bottom line is we all are grown men and grown women. No content creator should be calling you out because they saw you hanging out in somebody else's chat. I mean,
Mm.
that's you a grown man, you a grown woman. You're even if you hang out somebody's chat room that I don't like, I'm not going to get on my platform and speak on it and call you out and say, uh, um, you know, classic. How you over here hanging out in my chat room when I just saw you over there kikiing with Kellz, and you know me and her don't rock like that. You know me and her ain't even cool like that. I'm gonna have to boot you from out of my chat room because you over there coercing with the enemy. It's a lot of pettiness. You have a lot of content creators. They
Mhm.
think that loyalty means kissing their ass and only going along with what they say and what they feel. And I think a lot of these content creators, they are abusing that. They think they own their subscribers. They think they
Mhm.
own people on their panel. My thing is, if even if you're rocking with somebody I don't like, you your own man, you your own woman. I don't care if you cool with them as long as you're not going back and sharing any information I'm telling with you.
And
You
I
ain't doing nothing low or nothing. I don't care.
I say that all the time too, Mocha. I've said just because I fall out with somebody does not mean that my brothers and my sisters got to fall out with them too. I don't tell them anything. You know what I'm saying? I just tell
Hmm.
them my experience with the person and that I don't want to be on a panel with
Right.
them. You
But
know,
then
so it don't be no conflict of interest on the panel. Other than that, I would never suggest for my brothers and sisters to fall out with somebody that I fell out with. I don't really care.
no. But see, okay, let's talk a little bit about etiquette here. Because I got in a little bit of trouble earlier this year from some people on the panel because I had a falling out with someone. I did. I had a big falling out with a content creator, and I didn't say nothing. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to ruin her time. Right now, obviously, we all know it's not Mocha because Mocha ain't had time all year for anyone. But right, and
Hmm.
then afterwards, right, Kel saw it herself because I'm not trying to ruin anyone else's good time, right? Like, yo, she's having a good
Hmm.
time over there. I'm gonna leave her alone, right? I'm just not gonna say anything, right?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, when she
Yeah.
started seeing stuff went fishing, she told me, I'm like, girl, I know, man, you should have seen what happened with me. And I started telling her, she's like, what? I didn't know any of this happened. Why didn't you tell me? Right? I was like,
I was so, let me tell you, Mocha, I was a little pissed
Mm.
off at her. I'm like, oh my goodness, you know I don't play when it come to y'all.
I know, but I was
Oh,
like, but
wow.
see, but I was just like, yo,
Wow.
that was my falling out. And I was like, listen, the content creator, has some decent content, some decent subscriber stuff. I'm like, I didn't want to ruin her time there. Right. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'll just, fade into the background and whatever. And it's cool. Like, I'm not mad she's there. I'm glad she gets to have a good time at least. I was having a good time before the
Yeah.
fallout too. But it's like, and she's like, don't do that again. Tell me next time. But I'm like, I don't want
Please.
to.
You know, because I mean, it didn't take. Let me tell you, Mocha, you look so
Yeah.
fabulous in that picture. I swear. But
Oh, yes, honey.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my bestest pictures.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
yes, girl, yes, you slaying.
Girl, I thought that
Yeah,
was your daughter. How you mean? Damn. That's
yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah,
yeah. But
I did that. I did that video. I did that video. It's actually a snippet from a video. I did that video. I said probably like 4 days ago,
okay.
something like that. So that's one of my most recent ones.
Mm.
But
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, Mocha, it didn't take long. It didn't take long
No,
for
it
me
didn't.
to
It didn't take long.
move away from that situation, but it didn't take long at
Yeah,
all because some suspicious
right.
things I noticed, and I said, you know what, I ain't even gonna ask no questions or bring it to the
Hmm.
table. I'm just gonna disappear.
Mm. See,
I'm
she
just gonna,
did the same thing I
Yeah,
did. Only she told me.
yeah, I just disappear.
yeah,
I ain't bring
yeah.
never
It's
again. I
wow.
just like literally disappeared. I said, look, I'm gone. I'm not.
Mm.
But me and Rubes had a talk.
I'm
And
telling you.
when she told me, I was like really upset. Like, oh no, you know, and I
Yeah.
kind of my sister.
Yeah.
How I am. I wouldn't say for y'all to do it, but that's just how my loyalty is. If y'all don't like somebody, I don't like them either.
Mhm.
That's just how
Yeah,
I am.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've heard and a couple of times, I've heard one or two people say some things out of pocket, and I can't control how people feel, but once they have expressed something about somebody that I'm cool with, I have to back up. And there's certain people that I have not rocked with. There was a particular lady which I'll tell y'all probably about later. I was all right with her, and I used to kind of hang out with her from earlier when I kind of first started, and we would hang out on Reg's channel and stuff from time to time. But I just started, seeing certain things, and when she mentioned, you know, one of y'all names, I'm like, oh no, now I can't even be all right with this chick. I can't, I can't do it. I'm like, I didn't bring it up to her. I didn't say, well, I didn't feel that was right because I don't know the situation. And people are entitled to feel how they want to feel. But my thing is, if you got a problem with that person, then eventually you're going to have a problem with me because that me and these people hang out together. So it's just going to be an issue or
Mhm.
whatever. So I've just gotten to the point now to where um I don't hang out in messy spaces
Me
Right.
either.
anymore.
Me either. And
But
but
what used to be entertaining is now becoming annoying.
it
Yes.
really
And I don't get
is.
any pleasure out of seeing people just drag other people through the mud, people cursing each other out. I'm just so above that. You got some grown men and grown women, they get a kick out of seeing people being humiliated on
Yes,
a
they
live
do.
stream. They find it entertaining to see somebody getting roasted. And my thing is, okay, this is my problem with roasting. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. My issue with roasting is people who have avatars that
Mm.
want to constantly have the advantage of roasting people, but you've never went live where people can see you, and
Mm.
you've never did any videos, or the pictures you posting is pictures that can easily have been filtered. It could be
Mm.
old pictures when you was young before them
Mm-hmm.
gray hairs
That's a
started
lot of
setting
people.
in.
A lot of people doing that. I don't mean to cut you off. A
Right.
lot of people doing that. They
Yeah, no,
using
you're
their
right.
photos that
Yeah.
they took 15, 20 years ago and shit. It's like,
Yep.
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and yeah, my yeah, and my and see, and what I'm noticing is there's a lot of thirsty dudes that are acting like they so infatuated with these females because of their avatar. But my thing is, if the female would never go live, why would you tell her how fine she is and how sexy she is and how good she looks? You could be talking. You don't know if you're talking to a tranny. You
Right.
don't know. A
They
lot of
don't.
people do a lot
They
of
don't care.
catfishing and
Apparently,
stuff. No, y'all, they don't care. They seeing these women and they avatars. Anybody could get an avatar. Anybody could get their best picture and post it. Anybody can get their pictures when they was back in 1994 when you like you 20
Mhm.
and you every bit like you 70 now. But
Mhm.
you be using these avatar pictures, and then my thing is, if you're going to use avatar picture, fine, but don't be roasting folks if you've never gone live. Don't
Right.
be roasting and talking about people and degrading people and saying things to insult people when we don't get to see the real you. My thing is, if you want to
right?
roast somebody, give people that advantage to see the real you so we can roast you too. Because
Mhm.
that's giving people a disadvantage. I've gone live a couple of times. I haven't gone live in a while where people have been able to see that my face matches with my profile picture and stuff like that or whatever. So a lot of these people who love to do the roasting and the heckling and all of that, they're never going to go live.
Mhm.
They're just not going to. It's easy to be confident and talk reckless about people and say all kinds of stuff out your mouth behind an avatar because no one can point out your faults. No one can point out your flaws.
Yeah, no
And
one
I
can
just
point.
give an advantage. I don't like that.
Mhm.
No one can point out the fact that they look like the back end of a horse. So
Exactly.
so those I
Yeah.
don't respond. I don't respond to peculiar profiles anyway.
Mhm.
If I see a
Yeah,
profile
yeah.
trying to troll me or target me, and it looks peculiar, I don't fraternize.
Yeah, exactly. And I get it. And then this is some of the excuses you hear. Well, I don't reveal who I really am because, I don't want no problems on my job. I don't want no problems. I don't want people in the street. Okay, well, my thing
Girl,
is
bye.
stop talking shit behind an avatar.
Right.
If
I
you
told
just if you just want to be discreet, but you're not going around making trouble, then that's different. But don't go around making trouble and you going from chat room to chat room popping junk about people and all this other stuff, but you get to throw the rock and hide the hand because nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows your real identity. And then it amazes me how a lot of these guys are gasping and drooling over females based off their avatar. You've never seen them before. This chick could be 500 pounds,
Mhm.
and you up here drooling over her 120-pound photo, and it's not even her. Because basically, social media has given us what's called what I call, like, when a person gets drunk and they have the balls and the courage to say things, we call it liquor courage. Social media has given a lot of people a lot of what I call social media courage because you're behind a keyboard, you're behind an avatar. You have that advantage in saying what you want. and doing what you want, because no one can intervene and really say anything to you, because anybody, they could just be talking to a fake person or whatever. So it's easy for you to get your chops up and be bold at being disrespectful and roasting people, because social media gives people a lot of confidence. You can hide behind your avatar. If you're having a bad hair day, you don't have to go live and show you got a bad hair day. If your hair receipt in line is going all the way to the back, nobody will get to know that, because you have your avatar picture to cover up all of your faults and flaws. My issue is with these people who are so confident at attacking other people's looks, at attacking people's faults and physical faults or whatever. These are the ones that are hiding the most. These are the ones that would not conceal themselves. They would not go live. They're
Of
never gonna
course.
go live.
Ever. You're never going to see them live. They're never going to cam up, because they know that if you were to ever see them, you would suddenly understand that everything they've ever said about themselves and their lives and how they move and why they
Right.
move and whatever is all bullshit. All of
Yep.
it. Yep.
All
All
that
bullshit.
credibility will be lost. If I can sit up here and talk about how many women I can get, but y'all see my real profile picture, y'all will know I ain't getting that many women.
Right.
I can
Exactly.
sit up here and talk about
Exactly.
all the men I can get, but until you see my real picture, you'll see why. Oh, ain't no way in hell she getting that many men. If she is getting them, they must be from the army. And I ain't talking about the real army. I'm talking about Salvation Army. Ain't gonna be from nowhere, you know what I mean, where it's been worth the quality. But a lot of that is going on in these YouTube streets, ladies. We have a lot of these content creators. They are really doing the most. They're abusing their loyalty. They have people in their movement who they know is loyal to them, who they know will ride for them. And the thing about it is, the people within the movement, they are just as delusional as the person that's leading it. Because they pretty much go along with whatever that person says. Because the thing is, nobody wants to challenge the egotistical dude. Nobody wants to challenge him, because they don't want to have a 3-hour segment of being roasted. They don't want the egotistical dude having a 3-hour rant, calling them out, degrading them, and talking shady about them. So they rather stay in the good graces of the egotistical dude. They don't want to get on his bad side. They don't want to piss him off. They want to be like, yeah, you right. Most this type of content creator, he's okay as long as you pretty much just go with his philosophies and his ideologies. He's okay with that. You'll always be cool with the egotistical content creator, as long as you're going along with what he believes in. As long as you're pretty much co-signing on everything he says, he's okay with you. He feels like you're being loyal to him because you're going along with his principles and his ideologies. But the moment you want to add your own 4 cents in, and you want to say, you know what, I kind of don't agree with that, or you go against his principles, you're going to see a whole other side of this guy who you thought you'd ride and die and hard for. You're going to see a whole other side of him. And this is another thing, and I'm going to say this other point too, and I'm going to let you ladies chime in. What I notice about egotistical content creator is that a lot of people are not paying attention to how he does other people who was solid with him. Always pay attention to how the content creator treats people that are solid with him. If you see a content creator could go on and do a rant for 2-3 hours talking badly about somebody who was on his panel for years, who supported him for years, what the hell you think he's going to do with you when it's you and his turn to fall out? It's basic common sense.
Exactly.
I don't care how much I subscribe to somebody or how cool I am. I watch how you move when you can't have your way with certain people. Because I remember this pastor said this one, Pastor Jake said this, because he's one of those big mega pastors or whatever. And a lot of people don't care for him or whatever, but he's somebody I personally listen to. But anyway, he said every time he goes to do board meetings, when he goes to meet with real prestigious people, with these big time pastors, and they have dinners and lunches together, he says He never pays attention to how nice they treat him. He says, because I know they're going to treat me nice. Because they feel like I'm his mega pastor. I got this mega ministry. I know they're going to put on their best foot forward when they come to me. He said, I don't look at how they treat me. I look at how they treat the waiter. When the waiter comes in and make a mistake and gets them a water instead of a sweet tea. I look at how they treat people
Yep.
beneath me. Because that lets me know if I was to ever get to my lowest point, you're going to treat me the same way. And I'm like, wow, that definitely makes a lot of sense. You have to look at how they treat people who are not on their level or people they no longer deal with. Always pay attention to how a content creator treats people that used to rock with him. If he treats them like trash, he talks about them bad, you already know when you and this dude fall out, the same thing is going to happen to you.
Yeah, I actually, it's so funny, because of my experiences, my negative specifically experiences on YouTube, it really gives me a sense of who understands things like that and who doesn't. Because the people who sit there and tell me that I'm a weak or I'm a punk bitch or I'm this, they have negative things to say about me for having nothing bad to say at all about people I've fallen out with and for not revealing secrets or this or that or whatever. Those people, those are always the people who I understand can't see the train when it's heading right at them. Right. Whereas in the other ones, right, the ones who sit there and they go, oh, yeah, okay, I'd want you on my team. Okay, oh man, you must know some crazy shit. Oh yeah, I bet you know everything, right? Because they understand that I didn't open my mouth, not because I don't know anything, not because I couldn't, not because of this, that, and the next thing, not because I'm scared, not because of any of that, because that's not how I personally roll. Right. And I'm not about to sit there and lower myself because someone hurt my feelings today. I'm not going to take myself out of character because someone hurt my feelings today. That's ridiculous to me. And to me, the way that I roll is at best, when my relationship with someone dies, your secrets die with you. But, let's be real, at worst, let's say I'm going to be the worst of all people. Secrets are power. Knowledge is power. Having knowledge, having specialized knowledge that no one else knows gives you a leg up in a way that other people don't have, right? So the way that I've always functioned is on those two on those two ideas. And so because I always function on those two ideas, right? People who understand that kind of stuff, they look at me and they go, God damn, you must know way too much. And I'm like, I do, you're right. Right. But see, that's the thing. It comes down to, right, the smart people look at two things. They look at, oh, these people were, like Bati and Bench, as we like to say in Patois, right? Bati and Bench. And now they've fallen out and they watch the way that person treats me and they watch the way I treat that person. And then they make then they make their move. Right. And it's like, if you're going to move towards the person that's dragging me every day and slandering me every day and this and that, whatever, whether it's true or not, because you don't know me, you don't know them, you don't know it's true or not. But one way or the other, if you're going to make a move towards that person, I know that you're not the kind of person I want anywhere near me. Because again, you don't have the common sense to see the train when it's heading right at you. Because what you think, oh, well, that happened to you probably because you were a bad person, but it's going to be different with me. Like, no, bitch, no, that's not the way it works. Like, that's if they're going to treat me that way, they will treat you that way. They will treat anyone that way. They are showing you what their generalized character is about. The person who just keeps their mouth shut, just keeps it moving, keeps it pushing, they're always keeping it classy. And we know some people that we know are just full of class on here. Despite whoever they've been associated with or the obstacles against them, that's the person I want to move towards. I want to move towards the person who moved with class, right? Because I know worst case scenario, everyone was right about you and you're the worst person ever. At least I know you're going to separate from me with class. You know what I mean? And with dignity. But that goes to show you, again, we aren't good as people. We're not good at evaluating each other. We're not good at making good choices about people we should have in our lives. And it's clearly not just on a sexual level, on a choosing a mate level. That's on a friendship level, that's on a business associate level. We are not good at reading people. And the people we gravitate to, we don't realize we're being drawn towards them for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all of that. That's why I think it's very, very important that you really have to monitor and study a person's behavior. When
Mm-hmm.
I go, when I go to certain channels and I really observe a content creator. I don't care how much subscribers he has. That don't mean nothing to me because I know people who got over 10,000 subscribers and got the most nastiest attitudes and got the most egotistical attitudes. I
Mm-hmm.
I would not nowhere want to be in the presence, and it's not because their content is always against women. It's just your whole attitude, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and the fact that if I go to a certain place and I have to be careful with what I say, I know I don't belong there.
Right.
If I got
Exactly.
to be careful with what I say, I can't be myself. I can't have an opinion without getting chewed out, without being disrespected or whatever. I just don't reside in them type of places because um, I know the majority of these type of individuals, they're unreasonable. They're
Mm-hmm.
not going to try to balance it out and make it fair to where even if I don't like what a woman has to say, I'm going to at least listen to her opinion. And hell, if I don't like it, I just don't have to like it. I don't have to kick off my panel. I don't have to boot out the chat room. As long as she coming up in there respectfully, she not talking to my guest all kind of way, or not talking to my subscribers all kind of way, then so be it, you know. But a lot of these guys, like I said, they are acting the same way that they talk badly about black women. They are doing the same thing that some of these black women do that they talk so badly about. They are becoming petty. They're throwing all their masculinity out of the door and letting their feminism traits slowly but surely sneak in. You know, and it's sad that the only way you can be cool with these type of content creators, you just got to pretty much go along with whatever they want. That's the only way you're going to be safe with them, to a certain
Mm-hmm.
degree. And then I look at the flock. I look at the flock who support these type of people, who support these individuals. And I'm like, the sad part is when he finally decides to break out and say that he don't like what these type of people are doing.
Hello?
Yeah. I'm like, what happened?
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Mocha,
Movement,
man.
all of this time, you know,
Mocha, can you hear us?
huh?
Mocha.
Oh
You
yeah,
hear me?
you went
Yeah, I
out
can hear
for
you.
like a minute. You went out like to the point where we were like, "What?
Oh,
Did they
really?
snatch her again?"
Oh shoot, I don't know what happened. Oh, thank you, Indy Cider, for the $20 donation. Appreciate it. Also there was someone who gave me a $10 donation. I did shout you out in the chat. I just don't remember your name because the chat been going. But again, I definitely thank you guys,
Umbrian?
and ladies who've been.
Oh, I'll be that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think that was I beat that. Oh,
I be that.
thank
Yeah.
you, appreciate it. So it just lets me know that the men in here, they're vibing where we're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
They're understanding that we're not trying to make our points more valid than these men. We're not trying to take away their masculinity, but it's a lot of women up here. We're just against these ideologies that these guys are that some of these guys are putting out here, because a lot of stuff they're preaching they're not doing. You know, these guys are telling you as men you need to be more masculine, you need to stop acting like a simp, but they're doing simp things. They're getting overly emotional. And how you ratting on your own brothers? You talking about the things that you and your friend used to do when y'all was friends. You're up here showing old text messages
Mhm.
that you and this person had between one another because y'all done fell out. You breaking a bro code because you're up here telling um intimate details that you and this person had when y'all was homeboys. And to
Yep.
me, that's something that women do. Women do that. You
Right.
know, petty women anyway. That's what women do. Women fall out and they air each other dirty laundry. When I see grown men doing that, That's a problem, because if you're supposed to be representing masculinity and that's what you preach on, and you're so hell bent on masculinity, you're against any type of simp behavior or any type of feminist behavior, but you're doing simp things and you're doing feminine things, because when you get upset, you have to rant for 2-3 hours about another grown man. And you mean to tell me you couldn't handle this behind closed doors? You couldn't call this other grown man and say, look, I got an issue with you. Let me tell y'all another thing too. I have an issue with people who want to work things out live. And I'm going to tell you why. I have a pet peeve with that. When somebody says, for instance, let's say if me and Ruby had a falling out about something, and I only want to address it if we're going live.
Oh yeah, that's
I
big.
want her to I want her to call in and let us talk about it on live. I have a problem with people who want to work things out on a live stream. And I'm gonna tell you that because my thing is an apology, or not so much an apology, but I think it's more genuine if a person wants to work things out, if they want to do it in a more intimate setting, versus I would rather Ruby I would rather her talk to me behind closed doors without an audience.
Right.
Because it's not about the audience. It's not about views. It's about me having a real dialogue and a real understanding with her as a person. It's not about trying to showboat, because I think people don't have good intentions when they want you to address them on a live stream. I have an issue with that, because my thing is you're still trying to put on a show. It's not about me being able to express myself to you or you being able to hear me out. You still want an audience. You still want recognition, when really we're supposed to be trying to resolve this issue. So I have a problem when there's a grown man or a grown woman who says, I want you to call into my show to talk to me. I don't blame you. Some people get mad when you don't want to call into their show and talk to them. No, because you're going to show your ass in front of your audience. Soon as I say something you don't like, you're going to bash me in front of your audience.
Yeah.
Soon as I make a point that you don't want to co-sign on, this is your time to shine and stunt in front of your audience. I don't think no grown man or grown woman should want to resolve an issue on a live stream. Now, if I have a problem with Classic or I have a problem with Kellz, I'm going to text them or whatever. I need to personally speak with you. Or I'm going to email them. I need to address this with you. I want you to come over here and we're going to talk about this live. When you got 500 other people in here wanting to see drama, you know that's what people want to see. People don't want to see no body work nothing out.
Nope.
So you don't have good intentions, ladies and gentlemen. As a content creator, you do not have good intentions when you only want to resolve an issue live, especially when the majority of your subscribers are diehard fans of yours, because they're going to be the ones boosting shit from the chat. So even if that person is talking civil to you on your live stream and trying to talk to you like a man or a woman, guess what? You're going to have your bulldogs, you're going to have your flock in the audience that's going to try to make it seem like the person that you're talking to still does not have good intentions. Oh man, you need to kick him off the panel, man. He ain't saying nothing. He ain't meant that apology. I've been to a certain person's chat because he had an issue with another content creator. He asked his brother to come on the panel so he can talk with him about the issue he had with him. I already felt like that brother was setting himself up for a recipe of disaster. Because I'm like, why would you want to go over there knowing how this brother loves to entertain his audience? Knowing you're not going to have a dog in the fight. However they say that slogan. You're not going to have a bite in the fight. You going over there in his turf. I have a problem with that too. When a person only wants you to come to their turf, but they can never go to yours to talk to you. You want me to come to your turf, your platform only. Why? Because it's still about you and your platform. It's not really about you wanting to resolve the issue with me. Why people always got to come and address issues on your turf versus y'all talking about it behind closed doors? Even if a woman doesn't, I have a problem with that. Well, we can talk about this live. For what? I'm not going to your turf and talking to you live, knowing your bulldogs, your guard dogs, are going to be in the audience, trying to twist what I'm saying. Oh, Mocha ain't being real. Mocha ain't this. Mocha ain't that. You know, when you go to certain people turf, they bulldogs gonna come in the chat room and go off. It you're basically, it puts you at a disadvantage, and
That's
that's what I'm saying. I have a
yep.
problem with people who only want to discuss issues going live,
It's,
especially when you know we have not resolved the issue. Because the moment I say something you don't like, you're going to use that as your moment to attack me. You're going to use that as a moment to defame my character and try to make yourself look good. If a man or a woman really wants to resolve their issues, they'll talk about it behind closed doors. Certain things you cannot address in front of people, especially if a person knows, especially when the majority of these subscribers know that you and another content creator got beef. You know, if they see both of y'all on the panel, that's what they're looking for. They want you to go toe to toe. They want you to argue. They want you to fight. They want you to be on, like what Kellz would say, a bashing campaign. That's what the hell they want. So I'm like I'm saying, I'm just starting to notice that there's all these men who claim to be masculine. They're doing unmasculine, if that's not even a word, but I'm gonna make it my word. They're doing some non-masculine things because that is not the way you address the issue. If you and a grown man got an issue, men have never been known to handle their issues in that manner. And I'm seeing a lot of dudes on YouTube, they handling their business like women. Y'all is being petty.
right.
Y'all is on platforms yelling and screaming and going back and forth. And why is y'all throwing up what I used to do for you? That's something a woman would do. That's feminine. Anytime a man got to tell another man what he did for that man. Well, remember that time when you were struggling on your platform and I brought you over here and I helped you. That's womanly. Women do that.
That, that is a shame when their whole life of happiness is wrapped up into a YouTube channel.
And,
Mhm.
and,
It's
and, and
like,
then
do you know what the weather is like today? Step
that's what I'm
outside.
saying. It's non-masculine to be petty and air another grown man laundry. I don't see
Mhm.
nothing masculine about that. Now
Mhm.
women will do some dumb shit like that. That's
Mhm.
something we'll do. Girl, do you know when I went to her house, she had the nerves to have her panties turned up in the sink and she had stains all in them. Now that's something we'll do. Now, a
Mhm.
woman to do stuff like that. Now, when I see a grown ass man up here talking about what another grown man didn't do for you, yeah, man, you didn't acknowledge me. You didn't let nobody know that I was the one there for you. What? When
Right.
did men start getting emotional, worrying about what another man not acknowledging you or not giving you recognition? That's feminine characteristics. Well, you
Mhm.
upset if another man is complimenting another man. That's feminine.
Yep.
Why is you worried about another man, another content creator praising another content creator? All that's feminine. That's feminine characteristics. That's something women do. We do that. Leave stuff. Leave the pettiness for us women.
Exactly.
Leave that for us. And this ain't for no. And we ain't talking about nobody specifically. This is men. A lot of men in general. It's several male content creators that are doing that mess. Y'all being
Mhm.
real petty, y'all being real messy, but then you want to call black women out, but you acting like the black women you calling out.
Well, that's yeah, that deflecting. That's what they do best, and it's like, you know
Deflecting.
what, y'all too damn stressful. So I feel like I feel like I don't really want to support no more men channels except for my good brothers, and they know who they are.
Of
Mm.
course, of course, of
You
course.
know, after that, I prefer not to support no more of these men channels.
Mhm.
Um, I only want to be over here. If I got something to say, I could crank up my own live,
Right.
Yep, yep.
and
Mhm.
In your
support.
own zone.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, and support some of these women. There's some women, some of these women out here who got some good channels. You know, good
Right.
conversations. You know, you got some YouTubers out here doing reaction videos to reality shows. Those are fun. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. It's other things going on. Like I said, I don't feel safe going to man cave
me,
spaces.
me either. And
I'm not going there because you're going to get devoured. It's,
yeah,
Mhm.
and
it's
I feel
basically
like,
like, yeah. Go
and
ahead.
no disrespect to them, but I don't feel like they on my level anyway. So I'm not going to allow somebody that's not on my level to devour me just because you have trouble getting black pussy.
Nah.
But you know what I noticed? The main thing they preach so badly against, if you saw the real women they with, you'll see why they don't like black women. When you see the basic Becky, when you see Trailer Park Tina,
That
you
don't
know
wash her ass. You know them
that
trailer
that
park
that
Tinas
yeah,
don't wash
that
their ass. I had a homegirl. She was no disrespect. She was a cool white chick, but you know what I'm saying. She did not take no bath. Period.
I mean, a lot of them, and let's face it, because just like you have a lot of bitter women, like you have a lot of bitter women who feel some type of way about black men because the majority of them have been rejected. Like I don't know if she's really comedian, but her name is Lonnie Love.
Oh
And
yeah,
I know
I
how
know who
I know
you're
y'all
talking
familiar with
about.
her and how she
Mhm.
said how she had an issue like all black men are not black men aren't no good. I can't quote exactly what she said, but it was an insult to black men. And I felt like she said it because for one, you're not, how can I say this appropriately? You're not the cat's meow. You're really not attractive
Hmm.
like that. That's the best way I can say it without degrading her. And she's with the white guy now.
Hmm.
So now that you're with the white guy, you want to degrade black men and say that black men ain't this and black men ain't that. But I had to look at it for what it was. I said, this has been a woman who's probably been rejected by black men the majority of her life
Well,
because of her
I
weight
would say
and
I would say probably the black men she wanted.
yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's more of an appropriate way. The black men she wanted was not fond of her
Hmm.
because she's not that attractive of a woman. I mean, I think she's a nice woman. I think she's a nice, decent looking woman. But let's face it, the way these guys be going on black women today, she's not the type that the average black man will go for. And because she's had her share of rejection by black men, that's why it was so easy for her to make that general statement that black men aren't so and so and so, especially now that you have a white man that's willing to look past everything that other black men you wanted would not. Now your ego then got stroked a little bit to where you really feel confident in saying that. That is the same case for some of these black men up here. I'm not saying all black men are that way, but I strongly believe that some of these black men who are content creators, the reason why they so strongly going on black women because the majority of them been rejected by them. Bottom line, rather
Yep.
if you was rejected because when you was in high school and middle school, you probably wasn't the most attractive black guy. You probably
Mhm.
was the pissy boy. We all know that one black guy, one black little boy went to school with. He was the pissy boy, or he was the
Mhm.
crusty nose boy, or he used to always wear the high waters with the patches in his pants. I mean, let's face it, some of us have been raised in poverty. We can't help our experiences in our childhood. And some of these black men who have came from poverty, childhood, they remember how the black little girls in the class used to tease them, used to make fun of them, or
Mhm.
the young black girl they wanted with the pretty long hair. She didn't want him, and it's that stain that you can never wipe away from rejection because rejection never leaves you. I don't give a damn if you're rich, poor, or what. You never will forget who the hell rejected you. You get what I'm saying? You could have moved on and got married. For instance, I've been married, for 20 something years or whatever. But if I run into that guy who rejected me, it's not that I mean, honestly, I don't care. Evidently, I moved on. That been years ago, but it still make me feel some type of way. I remember you go back into that moment in time when that guy used to be mean to you and make fun of you. So rejection never leaves. And I think what a lot of these guys are not admitting, instead, they're letting their egotistical attitude conceal that. A lot of them are angry with black women because a lot of them have experienced being rejected by black women. And they're not going to say that. They're not going to say, let me tell you, you know why I don't like black women? Because when I was a young black man, the black women I was interested in was not attracted to me. They didn't like me. They was mean to me. They picked at me. Or in some cases, my own black mother did not love me. My own black mother told me I wasn't going to be shit. My own black mother told me I was going to be just like my damn daddy. Some of these men are not going to admit the reason why they have a problem with black women because the woman who should have loved them, which was their own goddamn mama, didn't.
Right.
Or the young girl they wanted back in high school, the pretty mixed girl, the pretty black girl with the long hair. She didn't want him. And they're not going to admit that. They're just going to say all black women is fucked up. Let's say this. Let's say they didn't have a bad childhood. Let's say they had a good mama that took care of them. Another factor that taints how they feel about black women is the fact they gave a child to the wrong black woman who ruined them. I'm telling you now, a lot of black men are bitter because of their baby mama. A lot of them ain't going to admit that shit. A lot of them are regretting that they impregnated the wrong woman. They hate the fact they have children from a woman who has made their life miserable. And because of that, now it's easy for them to generalize and say, black women is effed up. No, you chose an effed up black woman. You chose to give her babies. You chose to impregnate her. And now you want to penalize all black women for a dumb decision you made. Like you got black women who do it. You got black women who go around hating all black men because they decide to get knocked up by the wrong black man. So I think a lot of it has to do with, and like somebody said here, six figure day says mommy issues. A lot of them have mama issues. They're not going to admit that because again, it's this pride, it's this ego thing that I'm unbothered. Instead, they'll just brag about other things to make themselves not feel deprived. They'll brag about the money they make. They'll brag about the success they have. They'll brag about the kind of house they live in. They'll brag about the type of car. All of these possessions are just items to compensate for the pain you feel as a grown man. That's why you have to keep bragging about what you got. If you're not bragging about what you got, you putting down other brothers who don't have what you have, as if you didn't have to goddamn crawl before you walk. You're up here criticizing other brothers, knocking other brothers, because that is your only way to feel confident as a man, by shading and degrading other black women or shading and degrading other black men. That is the only way you can feel whole. That is the only way you can feel valuable as a man. And it's sad that a lot of these grown men, it's funny how they can give all of these long lectures and topics and talks about black women that are screwed up and black men who don't have nothing. They can give all of these long talks of knowledge, but the sad part is a lot of them, they still ain't even really found their own selves.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely true. And the thing is though is that they're not really looking for themselves either. So this is again one of those many problems we've spoken about this evening, that at least to me there's no end in sight currently, which is going back to one of the earlier questions, do I see the fuckery ending anytime soon on black YouTube? No.
Nope.
That,
Of
here's
course
another
not.
reason why. Here's another reason why. Like,
Of course
goddamn.
not. As long as I can keep calling somebody out on their bullshit, I ain't got to own mine. I don't have to acknowledge
So,
mine. I don't have
right.
to talk about mine. As long as I
Fam.
can keep pointing out your faults, Kellz, I can keep pointing out your flaws, Ruby. I don't have to address mine because I'm too
Yep.
busy talking about yours. And that's the problem with a lot of black men and black women in the YouTube sectors. A lot of y'all got all goddamn day to go in on other people. You know why? Because it keeps you from having to focus on your own bullshit, your
Yeah,
own tore up personal life. Because when we come off of these live streams, guess what? You got to go back to your boring, drama filled, no life. And that's the
Mhm.
problem. And that's why a lot of these content creators, they make YouTube they everything. Because without YouTube, they ain't nobody. I can get off of here and still feel like I'm somebody. I don't have
exactly.
to stream 8, 9 times a day.
No.
Okay. I
Mhm.
don't have to get on my platform and talk about another sister all damn day, what the hell she doing and what she don't got. I don't have to do all of that because I am fulfilled in my own personal life. And the problem with a lot of these content creators, they have no life outside of YouTube. I don't care how much money they brag about. They can tell you, I ain't got to do this for a living. I don't got to do all that. But the thing is, they stay on their constant. You have a lot of contradictory, a lot of content creators that be contradicting who say, I ain't got to do YouTube. I make real money. Well, you be on here every other goddamn day asking for
Well, if that's
donations.
right, if that's the case, why are you on here? Because
Mhm.
I don't need YouTube. I make real money, and you don't see me on here either.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, they will sit up here and contradict themselves. I don't need no money. I got my own life. I got a job. But you up here, hit that cash app. Hit that cash app. Go
Mhm.
ahead and donate and blah 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 and this and that. So it's a lot of I don't try to preach to people no more. After a while, subscribers, just pay attention, look around. You'll see who's phony. You'll see who's real. Just pay attention. Don't go by what people say. Go by what they do. For these people who preach masculinity, they really not that masculine. If you
Girl.
really pay attention to their character and pay attention to how they handle conflict, they're really not that masculine. And pay attention to some of these sisters out here. A lot of them are not pick me type women. They know what
Mhm.
to say and how to say things that make you men that are gullible and thirsty make you think, oh, she's a real one. She's a real queen. She's a real woman. She ain't none of that. She trying to find somebody gullible enough to suck in, and once she
Mhm.
done sucked you in, you will see her for the peasant that she truly, truly is.
The
But
dumpster juice that she really is.
the dumpster
Mhm.
juice that she really is. Exactly. So this has definitely been a wonderful chat. We was definitely way overdue. It's been a long time. Since
Mhm.
I got been able to get up with you ladies and everything. And what I like is
Yes.
that when we do content, no matter how much we disagree, we still give each other that respect. We still give each other the
Mhm.
right to have our own minds
Yeah.
because I think that's very important. I don't think any content creator should only want people on a team that think like them, that
Mhm.
perceive things like them, that adopt the ideologies and adopt their principles and morals. If everybody thought the way I thought, we wouldn't get along. If everybody was on the same page all the time, I think it's very important that people be able to express themselves without people feeling threatened by other people's knowledge, other people's
Mhm.
wisdom, because we all got something we can contribute. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I look at it this way. Well, no, I disagree because I look at it that way. That's what makes us different. And that's what that's what connects the dots because everybody has something different to offer. Everybody is not on the same boat all the time. Oh, well, I got to agree with what this person say because I don't want them to kick me off my panel. Or no, let me just go along and I know he wrong and what he's saying ain't right, but I know he will get upset with me and he will put me off the panel. He will kick me out the chat room if I don't agree with what he's saying. That is so childish. We all are grown men and grown women. Everybody should be able to have their own voice and opinion without people feeling petty and feeling all type of way. We just gonna have to grow up to a whole nother level. So before I get ready to definitely wrap things up, I wanted to let the ladies, go ahead and give their final thoughts on what we discussed tonight, or anything else they feel like we should also discuss in the next chat or whatever. Starting with you, Kellz. What did you think about tonight's topics and some of the things we covered?
I am happy. Tonight's topics covered a lot, and I enjoy talking about them with y'all. Oh my gosh, sis, we're gonna have to set this up again. But yes, I enjoyed the topics, especially when we started talking about the Kobe Bryant. That one was getting really interesting, as well as
Yeah,
how content creators' loyalty is a little strange and stuff like that. But I do want to say that I'm for real when I say that. I treat people accordingly. I give people the benefit of the doubt. If I feel like your personality don't match my personality, I just get rid of you. You know,
hmm.
and I hold the ones that I call my diamonds, because you got to go through thousands of cubic zirconiums before you get to your
Oh
diamonds.
yeah,
You
yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So when I finally get my diamonds, I hold them for dear life. You know what I'm saying? I
Of
respect my
course.
diamonds. You know what I'm saying? I admire them. I love them. I'm gonna make sure that our bond don't break. And with that being
Mhm.
said, I hope we have another one of these panels, and I really, really appreciate you and Rubes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing it again. And I definitely I think people will definitely value us more when we kind of catch them off guard and decide, okay, we're gonna do a panel. Because I
Right.
just think some people just are overkill with the panel. They just are overkill to the point to where you can't even enjoy it because every day, all day long, and it's like, can you give somebody a breather? Sometimes I want to give people time to process what we
Right.
say, and before you just come up with a whole nother topic the very next day. Give people time to marinate the content, the message, the delivery, so they can learn something from it. You know what I mean? And I just think, some of these content creators, they get so greedy with views. They got to have panels 3, 4, 5 times a day. They got to upload 5, 4 times a day. I'm like, I don't even have that room, especially with the profession that I'm doing.
For
I,
real.
I can't, I deal with inmates on a regular, and stuff like that. So, I'm already having I already have a draining lifestyle outside of social media. So I cannot give all of my time to YouTube day in and day out. So definitely, Rubes, like I said, rest assured, I know if there's any issues, we'll definitely be able to resolve them or whatever, because for the most part, we are always on the same page. So with that being said, Ruby, what would you like to add? What did you think about tonight's content?
Well, before I get into that, can I just point out for the record, is it not true, Mocha? See, because it's been a while. It's been a while. See, do you see how much more Kellz contributes now? She actually talks now. Like, you don't have to like drag a sentence out of her. She's like fighting for her time to shine. Like, yes, she's talking. I'm so excited. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. Right, isn't it true? Like, because you think about how far you've come, Kels, in like a short period of time. Because like really, like you think when we first started, it's like like it was always a powerful sentence, but it would be like one, and that was it. And that sentence wasn't even a long sentence. You know what I mean? And she'd be like, "No, I think it's true," and yeah, them chicks are ratchet. And then you'd be like, "That's it." Like you'd be like, all right, cool. I guess Ruby, your turn. Right? It was like, so you always knew she was like basically your chance to take a sip of water or some shit, right? But now it's like, nah, she's gonna really let you know what she thinks. I love it. I had to point it out again. Yes, I know I started off by saying, Mocha, you're about
Yeah.
to see, okay, Kellz has flowered, okay, she's fully blossomed now, but I had to point out that it's still true. Anyway, um,
Yeah.
right, but I'm gonna say, and here's the thing, a lot of, and I don't know why everyone's so good with it. Maybe I don't know if it's that I've changed and I've grown, that my life and my priorities have changed and grown, or if it's that YouTube has really changed that much. I do think it's a little bit of all of the above. I do think the YouTube streets have changed a lot,
Mm.
um, because I don't find it. a pleasant place to be overall anymore. And I was all over YouTube 24/7. Like it was to the point where it's like, yo, I would rather watch a live stream than do anything with my life. Like anything, period. Like I would consider like, ah, do I really need to go into this doctor's appointment because it was like a good live stream? You know what I mean? And there was always a good live stream on. Like you were never like you're trying to pick which live stream is going to be the most like educational, informative, you're going to get the most out of. You know, you'd be sitting there thinking, okay, well, there's like 5 different open panels right now. Which one do I want to be on today? You know, and it's gone from that to me kind of being like, man, I'll just open YouTube and I'll like just scroll through and just be like, yeah, there's nothing even I want to see. Like there's nothing pre-recorded, no live streams, nothing I missed. I'm just like, yeah, forget it. It's the same old bullshit. Same old five people whining about the same 4 or 5 different things. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
Same, right?
noticing that a lot. I'm noticing people fall out and get back together. I'm like, y'all just fell out last week. How y'all doing a live panel today? I'm like, you know what? I'm just over these grown men and grown women who got this kiss up and make up
Yeah,
YouTube relationships. I'm like, after somebody done dragged me through the mud for 2, 3 hours, you're not gonna catch me on a panel. A
yeah,
No,
week from
not
now,
at all.
being buddies and stuff and talking like never happened.
We don't need friends that bad.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
no.
just, I mean, a simple little fallout, okay, but no, after you done ranted about somebody for like an hour or so, and y'all done fell out 2, 3 times
Mm.
over a disagreement on a live stream, I mean, just go ahead and divorce already. Just
Right,
let it
like
go, move
I
on.
don't have the energy. I don't have the emotional energy to commit this much emotional energy to my real life, let alone to YouTube. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm sorry, I'm just not this emotionally charged as a human. So I don't understand how everyone else has space and time to do this all day, every day. I find it exhausting.
It
Exhausting,
is.
right? Like, yeah, y'all are wondering why you can't find a man, you can't find a woman, you know, you can't get that promotion, you can't even find a job. You know why? Because your entire life force is being consumed by the YouTube streets, right? Like, yo, just
Mhm.
put the phone down,
Exactly.
Hey,
okay?
get off the couch.
Right. Walk the fuck away,
Exactly.
get off the couch, go outside, breathe some cold ass winter air or some
Okay.
shit, right? I don't know, do a push up. I don't know. Try something, right? That
Something.
doesn't involve
Lord.
online for like a month. Try 30-day detox. I'm telling you, you have my husband did it. He got offline. He just dropped his
You
Facebook. I
do.
almost died of shock one day because
You
I've
do.
never met a man more obsessed with what the hell is going on in the social world than this man, but he dropped Facebook, and I'm telling like his perception of the world, of life, of everything changed because you don't realize how caught up you are in it until you step away from it, right? Whereas in me, I'm like, man, I'm hard pressed. Like I'm telling you, my ringer, it's not just off, like as in it vibrates, it's silent. It doesn't even vibrate. I have to be physically looking at the phone when something
Mhm.
alerts on the screen for me to know it alerted. That's how much I don't want the fact that people want to talk to me to bother my perfect peace of me sitting and just reflecting with the day by myself. Like, yo, we need to find a way of being at peace with our damn selves. And if we are so busy running away from ourselves that's why we are consuming ourselves with this bullshit in the YouTube streets, you know, there's a bigger problem. Okay, it's time to face yourself. Like
Mhm.
that's all I'm hearing from everything we talked about today. You'll face yourself. Okay? Face yourself,
Mhm.
fix your shit. You know what I mean? I don't know,
Mhm.
make amends if you need to after you do all the other stuff first. Right? Because I don't know, man. I don't know what 2020 is going to bring, but I'm telling you, I know that things come in cycles. I know there was a lot of death and destruction last year. It could continue this year, or it could be the year of rebirth. And I think that what it's going to be for you is going to depend on what you've learned and what you are able to put to bed, or you know, kill off, you know, metaphorically on your own, or whether or not you need to still be put through your paces in order for you finally to get to the place where you're ready for rebirth. That's what I think. That's what I think. uh
Mhm.
you know, I'm really glad we got to have this stream early on enough in the year so that way we can kind of follow it along and see. You know, let's really see what's what. Let's see the people, because I'm telling you, people who you see step away for a minute, they're gonna come back. They're gonna have a completely different mindset. I'll bet you any money. 2020, people are gonna step away. They're gonna come back. They're gonna be on a whole different level. You know what I mean? They're gonna be seeing stuff that you'd be like, damn, since when did they get so insightful or whatever, right? Because that's where you could either sink or swim this year. And you know, that's all I just keep hearing. You know, masculinity. We've spent years talking about how confused everyone is about femininity, and how they don't
Mhm.
know what feminine even means and whatever shit. I'm still not 100% positive, but you know, I will say that I think that, you know, I don't care if men want to admit it or not. I think that, you know, it's becoming glaringly obvious that we are now having this issue with masculinity, and men not knowing what that means, and that getting all kinds of confused, and real issues being ignored or not understood because shit, they don't think emotions, and being a man, literally having testicles, goes hand in hand. Like, if you have testicles, you don't have any emotions, so everything you're doing must not be an emotional mess, right? And yo, we got to get that stuff under check, because see, like, if we as ladies, we're gonna call out ladies, right? We're the non-ratchet movement. We're gonna call out bullshit we see. You know what I mean? We're gonna sit there. We're gonna try to, you know, put people up on proper game. You know, as far as, you know, how to really move as a woman, and how to really move in relationships and whatever. If we're gonna do that, right, then what we need is our counterpart, the men, to be doing the same for us with the men, right? Because what the hell am I doing? And what do I look like getting women ready to be feminine and to submit to proper leadership, but there's no proper leaders out there, right? I'm just saying, you know, it is what it is. We got to look at the reality, and I'm all about reality this year. So I'm just happy though. Mocha, don't let it be another year. I'm being real. Mocha, don't let it be another year.
Ah,
That's all I'm
I
well,
know,
saying.
I
right?
Don't
can
let it be another
assure
year.
you,
Okay.
it would never take this long. It was
Okay.
just definitely an adjustment with
Mhm.
this type of profession I'm doing, and you know, I've been doing 12 hours, sometimes 16, you know, because this
Mm.
one of the shifts that
Damn.
um sometimes we're pretty short staffed because everybody's not cut out to become a correctional officer. It can get overwhelming for some people at times, and they'll just
Mhm.
quit. And when they quit, you know, people got to stay behind and fill in the gaps. It was overwhelming to the point I'm like, I don't even know if I want to do this.
Mhm.
It's definitely had me second guessing, but over time things started lightening up. I guess God knows when to step in and intervene when
Mhm.
things are getting too overwhelming, and He's been fixing it where I've been getting some time off for myself, and we've been getting fully
Nice.
staffed and stuff. So it's been working out by the grace of God and everything. So it's definitely, you know, anytime you get into any type of law enforcement profession, there is no you hit the clock at a certain time. It's not like working at Payless shoe store somewhere. You come in 8, you clock out at 5. No, depending on what's going on, depending on how many people ain't coming in, we may need you to stay for X amount of time. So yeah, it's been definitely challenging, but it will
Mhm.
not take as long as it has this time. And
Mhm.
I think a lot of people were definitely looking forward to this content. And people are just ready to hear something more refreshing. I think people who want something refreshing, they're going to start going places where they can
Mhm.
actually learn something, where they can actually gain some type of knowledge. And those who are just basically confined to small thinking, they're going to continue going to where they're getting entertained versus getting informed, because you have some people, they don't want to be informed, they want to be entertained. They're going to go where the drama is, they're going to go where the mess is, and that's fine. But for those who really want to learn something, or who really want to gain some knowledge, you know, I'll make sure I always have that door open for those who want to learn something new and fulfilling. Well, with that being said, tonight's topic was definitely a wonderful topic. I want to definitely thank all of my subscribers again, you know, for always supporting me, supporting these ladies. Also, don't forget to all my subscribers, Classic and Poetic also has their own channel as well. Please make sure you support these ladies. Also, you know, because I believe in sharing my platform with people, and I want to see other people do well. and not only do well when they're on my channel. I want them to also do well whether they're with me or not. So definitely make sure you support these ladies. Make sure you support Classic Ruby. Make sure you support Poetic Kellz. It's not enough positive Black women that are getting the support they need on these channels, and it's sad that the ratchet women are outshining the positive Black women who actually have knowledge, who actually have wisdom. They're being overlooked, and I wish people would support Black women who have way more to offer than just TNA, tits and ass.
Mm-hmm.
Is Black women out here that are on another level, who don't want to be another statistic, who is striving to have a family, who's trying to build. There's Black women out here who are striving for that, and I just wish more brothers would notice it, or more brothers would support women who are trying to go a different direction. I really wish more brothers would, and more sisters. I wish would start supporting more Black women more. So definitely, for everybody who's been hanging out with me tonight, I definitely appreciate y'all for coming in. Also, before I get ready to shut things down, for anybody who's interested in cable, um, don't forget, I sell cable over 5,000 channels for only $25 a month. All you need is your Fire Stick, and all you need is a high-speed internet. You tired of paying these cable companies almost $100 a month, $200 a month? These cable bills, they go up every other month. So if you decide to get cable with me, I can get you cable the same day. Have you getting live stream cable? You'll get free pay-per-view events, all of that. I got the hookup. You just got to have a Fire Stick, and you have to have the high-speed internet, and I can get you cable today. I could fix it to where you can terminate that contract with DirecTV, with Dish Network, whoever your current cable provider. I can get you your cable today if you want to start saving some money. Also, Cash App at Diamond Girl for those who are interested in investing in my brand. I'm trying to get a new laptop, something that's more dependable. As y'all can see, I froze up a couple of times tonight. I'm well overdue. I got to get me another laptop. This one has served its purpose in order for me to keep giving y'all good quality content, and it's not always freezing up. But on that note, I definitely want to thank each and every one of y'all. It has been pleasant, and I promise y'all I will not take this long ever again to do another content. What's up, Gab? Good to see you. Big ups to Sunny's, big ups to everybody who was in the chat room. If I did not see you, don't take it personal that I just did not acknowledge you, or I didn't want to say anything to you. But we had a whole lot of things that we had to cover tonight. So on that note, y'all, we ain't got to go home, but we got to get the hell up out of here. So we're gonna go ahead and shut it down on that note. This is your girl, Lady Mocha. And remember, I'm gonna always pour you a cup of truth, and I'm gonna always bake you off a slice of knowledge. Y'all take care. Be blessed.
All right. Cheers, y'all.
Peace, everybody.